little bit.
Packing up.
Okay, we are already live. Unfortunately, we don't get to do very much pregame because I wanted to do it at 7. And we're only at 7:02, so we're only 2 minutes late. Um, so if you
No,
are you
I mean,
good?
I checked the moon shit when I whatever. It took me a little longer because I changed because it fucking got cold.
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice right now. If you are good, I have my beard. I don't have any weed. I smoked a raise. I got a little bit of Jameson left. I got to pour myself a couple of shots. But I'm gonna wait to actually like start so we can do a little cheap plug. Okay, you good?
Let me get on this stuff. Yeah. No, I'm good.
Okay. I'm not gonna do I'm not gonna do a
I can chill, but
I'm not gonna do a mic check because I mean you sound pretty good on my phone and I can hear you pretty good, so you should be fine. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're listening. This is Don't Be So Sensitive with Joey Max Power. I'm Max Power here, my co-host.
Joey, what's up, motherfucker?
So as usual, guys, we're going to dive right into this. But before we do that, I just want to really quickly give a cheap plug to our other podcast. Don't Be So Sensitive is the original podcast that you listen to right now, or if you're watching later. The other podcast we started is Don't Fear the Queer with my good friend Liz. We focus on the gay community. And the third podcast, the spin-off podcast, is called Banana Stickers, in which you, the audience member, gets in the mic, I interview you one-on-one. We talk about literally whatever the fuck you want to talk about. All of them can be found on any platform you listen to this podcast, or you can go to our website, don'tbesosensitive.com. It's a website that we put together strictly to help out local talent, local business, local talent, local musicians, local artists, things like that. Get into that later. If you want to know any more about it, please comment below. If you like anything or hear anything you see, feel free to like and hit the subscribe button. And also tell a friend. And again, one more time, Banana Stickers is the one you really should listen to a little bit more often. Only one episode so far on YouTube, but the episode is clearly what it's about. It's basically just one-on-one with you and me. We just talk about literally whatever the fuck you want to talk about. You can go anonymously. You can give a tell-all to whatever the fuck you want to say. It's completely up to you. That being said, like I said, we're going to go dive into this really quickly, as usual. Joey, how's work? This should be interesting.
Well, I thought work was good, but apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
I had what is it? I had a Friday incident. I got fired on my fucking day off.
New shit.
So yeah, and I didn't even know, like, whatever, like, I worked like a week, 5-6 days, and then they were like, you're off tomorrow, and then the schedule's up, whatever. So I had 3 days off back to back. I was like, all right. I mean, that's cool because they said I was going to be covering the other people's days off and shit.
Yeah, that's a weird.
So so it's 2 and 2. So but I mean, at least it was a fucking job. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I thought everything was all right and shit. But I went home Tuesday and whatever. Like I said, I had 3 days off, and then I went in on Saturday, and they were like, "Oh, they just called and they said that it's not busy and this and that, that just to send you home." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I went home, whatever, and then that was yesterday. Oh shit, I forgot today's Sunday. And then what was it? Fucking today I was like, well, let me call because if it was slow yesterday, it might be slow today, So I called to see what was up and shit, and they were like, "Yeah, no, don't come in, this and this and this." And I was like, "All right." And I don't know what I told them. Oh, I made a joke like, am I fired or whatever, and that, and they were messaging me back that they had called me and left me a message on Wednesday, which I mean, I don't check messages or anything like that. I mean, nobody ever calls me, so I don't even fucking look for phone calls and shit.
Yeah.
So I went to check the messages. And apparently on Wednesday they left me a message saying that it's not working out with the company or some shit like that. Yeah. So I was like, okay, like,
what the fuck?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, well, because understanding, like
I pretty much I went and worked and did whatever, and that was it.
He was only there for a few days. So it's like, what the fuck?
They didn't. Yeah. It was, yeah. But I'm gonna go tomorrow. The chick that I talked to today, she told me to go tomorrow and talk to, I guess, the owner or somebody.
Yeah.
She told me a name of a person I don't even fucking know. So, but like I said, I was only fucking there like 5 days. So, yeah, fucking, damn, I keep talking. Yeah, so I'm in that boat right now. So I don't know if I still, I mean, so far, whatever, I'm fired, but I'm going to go talk to him tomorrow and see if I can get my job.
See what happens. Before we continue,
morning didn't get trained. I did nothing. It was
that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, they're saying that like it's not working out. And it's like, well, like you didn't go through any proper like training process. Which, by the way, you can contest that. It was, hey, like like how can you fire me without like saying that I wasn't doing my job right if I didn't have any training? Like, yes, I have prior experience, but every job, every new hire has to go through at least a couple of days of like showing the routine, showing where everything's at, how you all do your things here, blah blah blah. Every business does their shit differently. Every business does their shit differently. So you're supposed to go through a training program. So okay, we know that you know how to work at a hotel, but we're gonna show you how to work at this hotel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. But that's what when you told me this morning, I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, what the fuck? You didn't do anything.
No.
But real quick. Before we continue, I'm just going to say really quickly, I'm going to pour myself a couple of shots of Jameson Irish whiskey. We are not sponsored by them yet. However, this is my drink of choice, my whiskey of choice whenever I can afford it. It's not a very high-end liquor, so do not take that the wrong way. But I'm poor, and I only drink the good stuff when special occasions, such as now, when we're doing this podcast. One more time, Jameson, always goes out smooth. And also, real quick, my plug, we're also not sponsored by Natural Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch. However, it's also my drink of choice because I can drink this throughout the day and not get drunk. That's what I want to say about that. Now, let us continue. That sucks about work though, dude. Like, I'm like, I don't even know how to respond to that, man. I was really excited at the fact that you got the job, and it was basically like a shoo-in. And then like not even a week goes by, and also like, I was like,
I'm still like in shock.
Yeah, like not even a week goes by, and you're like trying to figure out, okay, do I still have a job? Like, what the fuck? Because even I'm like, you didn't do anything. Like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I mean, there was a little things that I did that I got in trouble, but like I said, I didn't know I couldn't do it.
You just started though. You like the first week that you work any job is the week that you're supposed to make mistakes and you ask questions. You get all that shit out the first week during training, which you didn't do. And then after that, you should be good. They send you on the floor, and okay, you're on your own now, buddy. Sink or swim. And they didn't do any of that. So it's like, what the fuck? Like they can't hold you accountable for you if they didn't do their part of the job. It doesn't make sense.
Like with the maintenance guy, they just fucking they were like, just follow him, whatever. So in the morning, we did the pool, and I know how to do the pool from the apartment complex and shit. So
yeah,
I did whatever. He left me by myself.
Yeah.
And then he goes up, he disappears, and then he comes back like 30 minutes later. You good? And I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, all right, well, wrap that up, and then we're gonna go do something else. And pretty much he would take me somewhere, be like, all right, this is whatever, and then he would take off again.
See, you know what? That's actually really important. You got to bring that up when you talk to him tomorrow and tell him, hey, by the way, like that happened. Like, hey, there were several points when like I assumed that I was shadowing somebody or in some kind of training session here. But on more than one occasion, like they would just like up and leave, and I'm like, okay. So if anybody should be, in trouble for like, for not doing the job right, it should be them because they didn't do the job at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're going guns hot like that, but I mean, like that's what you got to bring up. Hey, by the way, like, why was I in trouble when like these fuckers didn't do their shit? Like, what the hell, man? This doesn't make sense. I know I said that. I know I keep saying it doesn't make sense, but that's the way to put it.
Whatever the house meant.
Yeah, exactly.
They gave me a fucking everywhere I work they have a checklist, the shit that that you got to do through the day, and they gave me a checklist, and that was it. And they were just like, go take out the trash right now, and then when you're done with that, go pick up cigarette butts and whatever. And I'm like, okay, and yeah, they didn't fucking there was no explanation. And then the guy the other houseman, instead of having me shadow him or whatever to see what he does, they made him do something and they made me do something.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like, I mean, I don't know what the fuck. I didn't know where the trash bags were. I didn't know where anything was.
Yeah.
And then I told her, she would tell me shit. She's like, I see in the cameras that you're just walking back and forth, you're walking around and this and that. And she's like, what are you, what are you doing? And you look like you don't have nothing to do. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to, for one, I'm trying to find the person that I work with. And then two, I'm trying to find the shit that I need to get done what I'm fucking doing.
Yep.
You know, and yeah, I think I had a feeling she was gonna do something like this because like from day one she was already acting like fucking like weird and shit. Like what was it? There was something that happened and what was it? I think I asked her a question and she got like bent out of shape about it, and I'm like, what's the problem? Like, I'm just asking because I don't know what to do. You're the fucking manager. You know what I mean? You're the one you're the one I come to. There's no supervisors, there's no lead, there's no whatever. It's just the fucking manager. You know, so it's like I come to you or whatever.
Yeah,
see, she expected me with my experience to just be fucking to know what to do.
No, exactly. And I'm like they told you were supposed to talk to somebody specifically, no?
Yeah, and then when I would whatever, she would fucking she would look at me like I was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's an honest question, you know. I mean, I've only been here fucking 2 days. Like, I don't know where anything's at. Like, nobody's showing me anything. Like, you know, and yeah, dude, it was ridiculous. At one time, at one point, there was she wanted me to clean the windows. Oh yeah, and that too. Like, that was like the whatever thing is in the voice note that she left. She said that it's not working out and that the windows, I was supposed to clean some windows on fucking today, and she said she went and checked them and she didn't like the way it looked, so yeah, it's not gonna work out. So I'm like, did I just get fired because I didn't clean the fucking windows right? You know, I mean, I've been thinking about everything. You know.
Oh yeah, no, I would too.
Going over the last couple of days, and
that's why, like,
whatever.
you gotta talk to whoever they told you you need to speak to, and like tell them all that. Hey, like, you know, like that issue right there, that's a coaching issue. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do something right, you know, the manager on duty is supposed to correct you and say, hey, this is how we do it here, and then that way you know better, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, they can't penalize you for something if you don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do. It's fucking stupid. But I'm saying, but
I did it the best I could.
Yeah, and
I didn't have the stuff because I know they have it because I've seen them use it.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen somebody else cleaning the shit, and I'm like, I know it's there, but I couldn't find it. No, and every time that I would, you know, they would go ask the guy, he'll get it for you. I can't fucking find them.
Like, and like,
you know, so like,
and like the reason I say like that's
I cleaned the bag, I did whatever. Oh, and then the thing that she got like super bent out of shape was she told me to take orders from the fucking maintenance guy, so that's what I was doing, right?
Yeah.
So she told me to do the windows. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the windows, and I told him I'm gonna do the windows. You give me the shit, and he was like, no, don't do the windows right now. Go up. I want you to go take care of all the trash. You know, get all the trash from all the floors. You know, because it's the end of the day. Everybody already finished. Just take care of all the trash and this and that. And he goes, and then you can do the windows. And he was like, I'll go talk to the manager and I'll tell her that, you know, I told you to go do the trash real quick and that, you know, you're going to do the windows before you leave.
Yeah.
So I did the trash. I did whatever the fuck. Well, I go to her office and I tell her like, all right, I'm gonna do the windows. And she looks at me weird, like, what? And she's like, I was like, yeah, I haven't done the windows yet. And she's like, I told you to do it like 20 minutes ago. You should have been done already.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I ran into D. I'm just gonna call him D. And he told me to take care of the trash real quick, and that he was gonna come and talk to you and tell you that he told me to do the trash, and that, you know, we'll take care of the windows either, you know, tomorrow or, you know, before I leave. And like she took her glasses off.
Okay.
She put them on the desk. She took her glasses off, tossed them on the desk, and then she put her hands on her face, like put her face down, like oh my god, like she was like, oh, I fucked up or I whatever. Like she acted so fucking dramatic and shit, dude. And I'm like, I'm just standing there in the doorway, just staring at her, like,
what the fuck?
Okay, like she's just sitting there with her face in her hands, and I'm like, what's the big fucking deal? And then she's like, well, I wanted you to do this and that because the sun's out and it's hot, and you know you got to clean the windows, and it's gonna make it hard, and I'm like, what does 20 minutes fucking make a difference?
Yeah.
Like it's as hot as it was fucking half an hour ago.
Yep.
You know, so it's not going to make a difference to me. She was just shit to fucking complain about.
Yeah. So she was bitching just a bitch. Because I mean,
I was stupid.
I was gonna say, like, just the fact that she's being the fact that she's being so dramatic like that, and very disrespectful, like she was talking to a child, basically, you know,
Yeah.
and like that shit pisses me off. Like I said, whoever you talk to, whoever you're supposed to talk to, like, you gotta bring that up. By the way, maybe I still have my job, maybe I don't. I'm still trying to contest this, but bring that up. By the way, but you know what? Your management is very, very unprofessional because this woman like came at me this way, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the first person she's done this to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying maybe you should talk to her and see what her deal is because she's got some issues, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And like shit like that. And like, and I've always said this, from a business standing, like it's the Art of War. My dad told me this a long time ago. I read The Art of War. It's funny because it actually came up today in the show, Tulsa King, because he brings up the book The Art of War a few times in the beginning, the first season, and then it's funny because they make it a point. It's very apparent that the main character, Stallone's character, he does clear as day. If you're familiar with The Art of War, like you see it all the time. Everything that he does, it's straight out of the fucking book. Like today's episode is actually called. So technically today, it comes out at midnight. It was literally titled The Art of War, and I caught that before we put it on, and I was watching all the little instances like Art of War, Art of War, Art of War. I was like, dude, all these are just examples.
So we bases pretty much everything off of that philosophy.
It's true. It's better because that's actually how my dad got me to read that book. See it?
I said so. He pretty much bases his life and the way he does shit off of the philosophy.
Dude, and it's funny. It's funny you mention that because check it out. Okay, two things. Two little side stories. Is to anybody listening or watching, if you've never read The Art of War, you need to. Okay, it's a very short read. It's not difficult to read, but it is difficult to comprehend. You got to read it a few times over because everything in there is very simple. In the translation is very simple to understand, but to fully understand it and really apply it to your life, you got to take some time and really analyze it because that book literally is about life. Because all life is warfare. Every single instance, every single moment you're in, you're at war. Whether it be yourself or the boss or your friend, family member, Sid?
Everything's a battle.
Yeah,
everything that we come into, it's a battle, it's a conflict.
A conflict. A conflict. Everything we deal with in life is a conflict. And that book, you can literally apply every single aspect of that book to every single instance in your life. It doesn't have to be literal war or fight with somebody in particular. Sometimes it's just survival.
I mean, look at the fucking Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I said, look at the Bible. I mean, shit. That has nothing to do with anything but
at all.
They get their message from it.
Let me tell you something right now. The Art of War predates the Bible by about 6,000 years. 6,000 years, give or take. I think it was either the 6th or 7th century that was, BC that was written. So, sorry. So wait. Sorry, that 1,000 or 100? Shit, I'm trying to remember now. Maybe it's 100.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. It might be 600. Either way, it's over a century older than the Bible. What?
Composed around the 5th century BC.
5th century. Okay, there you go. Okay, so it's about 500 years older than the Bible. So century, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, though, I mean, that's still way fucking older than the Bible. And that book, you can actually apply to life. Not like the Bible, which makes no fucking sense 90% of the time, but God knows millions of people out there lose their fucking minds anytime someone talks shit about it because they can't answer a fucking question. Like, I don't know, how come God gives children cancer? Riddle me that, bitches. Sorry to say it, but guess what? You got nothing. Every time I answer that question, I get a bunch of deers in the headlights. Nothing. No good answers anyway. I got some really stupid ones. I'm not going to get into that right now. But here's the funny thing about though is that
that is true. Why why do
these horrible things
children
happen.
have to deserve them if there is a God? But if you really like pay attention to the Bible and you really like listen to shit, God's a fucking asshole.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm saying. See, that's
God
what like
is how do you say he's a narcissistic, controlling, whatever fucking person.
like okay, like George Carlin. I love the set that George Carlin gave, and I don't remember if it was his last set or not. What might have been before it, but he goes on this little rant talking about God, and I brought this up before in the on the YouTube episode and other episodes past. But the way he described God, the way he said it was brilliant. He said, if there is a God, maybe just maybe doesn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds what's the word, blasphemous if you think about it. But when you look around, I mean, can you give any other explanation that would give the reason why all this crap is in this world? I understand that there needs to be a balance. There needs to be evil to balance out good. I get that. I understand that entirely. However, I'm not talking about fucking people being assholes. I'm talking about natural disasters that happen to the nicest and kindest of people that were good, wholesome people, kind-hearted, gave everything they could to their families or loved ones, did everything they could to be a good person, and then something horrible happens to them. And
like we got it up in the last cast, the campers,
the little girls. It breaks my heart every fucking time I think about it. That was a Christian-based summer camp for a bunch of little girls. Now, I would love to hear any Christian argue how that was justified, because again, it could be a fucking camp full of any kids for that matter. Period. But being that I have a daughter and I'm a man and I am a chivalrous man, I'm sorry, man. When you compare a whole bunch of little boys to a whole bunch of little girls, you're gonna cry a little bit more for the little girls. Let's be honest. This is reality. This is the way we're raised. And again, if you disagree, that's fine. That's on you. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, it is a lot more sadder when you find out it's a bunch of little girls. That's fucked up. And again, I have yet to hear any decent explanation as to why the fuck that happened. Actually, I haven't heard any explanation at all. Nobody's giving me shit for that one. I've gotten responses to the cancer question, but no one's got anything on that one. So there you go. Sorry, Christians, but maybe you need to find a different religion, something that actually makes fucking sense. I don't know. Because in the words of George Carlin, logic is something that religion has a really hard time with, because logic means performing an act that makes sense. And 99% of all religious beliefs don't make any sense. The 1% is the best parts, which is basically Buddhism. Be kind to each other, be loving, caring, and the whole, like, the 10 Commandments is all bullshit. I mean, that's just a device to control people if you think about it. I think honor the father and mother. Honor the father and mother is basically just telling you it's talking about respect for authority. And then, in the words of George Carlin, respect is not something that should be earned automatically. Sorry, it's something given automatically. It's something that should be earned. Yeah, it's something you earn. And just as hard as it is to earn, it can be easily taken away. Simple as that. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So many people trust these authority figures because they're authority figures. And what do? They screw them over. You know why? Because these authority figures don't give a shit about them. Now, that being said, let's get a little segue here. I want to talk about this early in the show. I want to get some personal shit out of the way just in the beginning. I want you to tell your little rant and get those frustrations out, because I know you're so pissed off about that shit. But yeah, this is a good segue. In talks of leaders not caring about their people, let's talk about what's going on right now. Joey, I already know, but just for the audience, anybody has been living on a rock past couple of months, what is your take on the food stamp situation that's going on in America right now? Or explain your knowledge of it. Okay. Explain your knowledge of it. Better put.
Because I don't really look into shit too much anymore when it comes to whatever, because lately I haven't been really trusting my thing.
Yeah.
Because if you Google something, it won't give you the answer, or it'll give you something else, or you can ask something. You can ask the same question 3 different ways and get 3 different answers.
Yeah. That's fucking scary.
So you got to know what you're asking in. You got to whatever. But so I've kind of been laying back. Also, too, the Google has the AI the AI overview or some shit like that.
Yep.
So pretty much you Google something, the AI looks up a little bit of everything, and then it gives you like a summary of all the shit. And then it gives you little how do you say, little key points, like, okay, this, and it breaks everything down and shit. And that's what I've kind of been using, but I haven't been getting the answers I wanted.
Yep.
You know, it's not the answers that I want because, whatever, you know, because you don't always, you don't always get whatever, you know, and that's why I'm whatever, because I'm looking for answers. And, but I ask shit too. I look up shit that I know for a fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it tells me something fucking totally different. So I've been whatever with it. My bad. I went off to a fucking whatever thing.
You good?
Yeah. So I've been kicking back on the Google. But so what I understand is this was the last month for food stamps and any kind of like TANF or food money for whatever kind of shit.
Yeah.
And talking to my sister, because my sister knows everything. No, my sister doesn't know a lot, but she was telling me that it's because they said we don't have the funds for it.
Bullshit.
Yeah, we don't have the money to cover the whatever anymore for the food stamps, for the supplement and shit like that. And the first thing that came to my mind and came out of my mouth was, didn't we just give like fucking $30 billion?
Mm-hmm.
And didn't we give somebody else like another fucking couple of $1 billion?
Yep.
Like, who was it? It was. I know. We give Israel money every year.
Yeah.
And shit like that. That's whatever. And I heard that that's gonna stop. I think we give them like $5 billion. And we fund their government.
Basically.
But I think it was Ukraine. Yeah, I think it was Ukraine. We gave Ukraine money, and we gave, I can't remember who else. I think we got 3 countries fucking money, and at that, it's in the billions and shit.
Yeah.
So it's, we're giving all this money to other countries,
Mm-hmm.
but we're not taking care of our own fucking people.
Exactly. And and here's the thing about that is like, I used to, I hate to say it, but like, I used to get upset when people would bitch about that, but like, oh, we're always helping these foreign countries. What about us? What about us? I used to get mad when people would say that because it's like, well, those countries are doing like really bad right now, doing really poorly, blah blah. Now, fast forward, this is like when I was in my 20s, you know, when things in America weren't that bad. Okay, this is like pre-11, borderline post 9/11. You know, things were kind of crazy at that time, obviously, but in the overall, you know, like let's say again.
I think gas was like $1.50.
Yes.
When it hit $2.
I remember I put gas in my car one time when I think I was barely like 19, and I put gas in my car. It was 98 cents a gallon. 98 cents a gallon. I filled up my tank for less than $10. I couldn't believe it. That's the only time it's ever happened, by the way.
When I was in high school, we had a Kia Sportage, and one time we skipped school, and I took it, and I filled up the car with $10.
Yeah, dude, I was amazed. It was like
I filled the car up.
it was just under. It was like 9 something. And I was like, shut the fuck up! I filled up my car for less than $10. Are you serious? Wow! And it never happened again. Never happened again. Now
that was the last time I filled the car.
Like that now, the every time I fill up my tank. So far, I've been lucky enough, like with this new car, I've managed to like keep an eye on gas prices because I do DoorDash for them, so I have to keep track of how much I spend on gas. And I've managed to fill up my tank consecutively for less than $30. But this last time, I fucked up because it was gas. I found gas for $2.35 at HEB. That's the lowest I've seen it ever. And I was like, okay, make sure you get gas. You know, and I said, do it before noon because everybody else is already $2.75. It started going up $2.75 yesterday. So do it now before noon because otherwise it's going to go up. And my dumb ass forgot. And sure enough, I went and did a run. It was like 2:00 in the afternoon. I passed by HEB, $2.75. Like, fuck! I fucked up. I fucking missed my chance. I said, do it before noon. It's going to go up. And sure enough, it went up after noon. Like, God damn it. But but I still filled it up with under $30. It was like 29, like 60. I was like, oh fuck yeah, still under $30. Still under $30. I'm okay. But right now it's going down though. But I do need to fill my tank though because I think the lowest I found it was like 245. So I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, hoping it'll go down a little bit. But either way, I gotta fill my tank tomorrow. Well, I ran out of gas this morning, and real quick side note, and we're gonna get back to the food stamps. Real quick side note: this goes to anybody out there that drives on a regular basis. And for the record, okay, if you're gonna look at me like an asshole because I didn't know this, go fuck yourself. Because I didn't have a whole lot of father-son moments, especially with auto mechanics growing up. Okay, so I didn't know this. I learned this today. I am aware that your tire pressure affects your mileage. You know what I'm saying? That's obvious because it's physics. Okay, but I did not know that. I found this out today because earlier today I was driving around doing some runs and I already knew I needed to fill my tank. I was already low on gas to begin with when I started. But you know what? I'll do this run real quick, and on the way back I'll fill up. On the way back, my reader, my car is saying I had about 13 miles left, which sucks. I mean, I lost 13 miles. That's like 3 runs right there. But my car ran out of gas. Now, luckily, it's Sunday. It's slow. I was able to push my car off to the side. No big deal. You know, I found a little apartment complex, literally like right there on the corner. I parked it. Called Ray. Said, "Call my dad." His dad came over, saved my ass. I got to pay him back for the gas. No big deal. But I told him as yes, and my reader told me that I still had a few miles left. I was on my way to get gas, and but my tire pressure is low, and I didn't realize, you know, like it was like that much of a difference. And then he informed me, he's, "Oh, well, you know what? Like you got to be careful about that, because especially when it gets cold." It's like this cold front that came in.
The weather changes, the tire pressure changes.
Yeah, he told me that. He says this is when this cold front hit a few days ago, because he's got a big old fucking rig, this big old fucking Ford truck, fucking 6 tires. And he told me that he had to put tire in, when the cold front hit. He had to fucking air all of his tires, and it was like 25 pounds worth of pressure. And I was like, "Are you serious?" Yeah. He was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah, these cold fronts, when they come in, like immediately, like it affects your tire pressure." And it's like, I did not know that. Thank you. It's like, again, I'm 42 years old. Never knew that until today. Today I learned that. It's like, I did not know that. Thank you. It's good to know. Shit.
I was going for HVAC.
See him?
I learned that when I was going to school for HVAC.
Okay.
It was part of the whatever and shit. You know, with the science of fucking of, you know, cooling a house down and you know, this and that and shit. And yeah, he was like, what is it? Temp goes up, pressure goes up, temp goes down, pressure.
Yeah, again, like I didn't know that. So I was like, oh shit, okay, that makes sense then. That also makes sense as to why my tire pressure is constantly going up and down, because it's the fucking valley, it constantly goes up and down. The weather goes up and down. So I know that now. I need to air my tires. I need to fill my tank tomorrow. But I was gonna do my tires today, but when I passed by the fucking place, it's fucking full. So I got I'll go back later. But anyway, just real quick side note. Like I said, you know, we're talking about gas prices, but back to what we were saying though, the whole thing with the benefits. So it's fucked up, because the reason that I'm pissed off is like I had food stamps back in the day when I was in San Antonio. Okay, and I don't eat a whole lot, obviously, but you know, when we had food stamps, John and I, may rest in peace, we utilized our food stamps. Actually, we used it to buy fucking meat and eggs and beans and all kinds of shit, tortillas, to make tacos. Because at the time we weren't working, so we used our food stamps to fucking, you know, to hustle. You know what I'm saying? This is our beer money.
We used our food stamps to do a plate sale.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So that's what we did. Now, years later, I'm back in the valley, and I didn't really need food stamps. I'm living in my parents' house, where the fuck, right? But I applied for it, and I did qualify. Not a whole lot, but you know something, where the fuck, right? Well, then this is back in August, and then so I get my food stamps for August. I got like half, and then September. Excuse me, September, and then I get my food stamps for October, which is the full amount. But then I hear this news that they're gonna take away the food stamps. I'm like, I just fucking got them. What the fuck, man?
Well, you know what's funny is, since you told me that, you know, you got whatever and shit, and I was like, well, I was gonna go and apply. I think it was like last week or the week that they announced that there was like, yeah, this is gonna.
Oh, shut up.
And that was the week I was gonna go fucking.
That's fucked up. That
you
sucks.
had told me, and then my mom was giving me shit about it, and. You know,
because you would probably
on the same page.
Like it might not be a lot, but you would probably qualify. Because I wasn't even sure I would qualify. And they told me how much I was getting. Again, not a lot, but I was like, hey, it's still free food. You know, I don't. My mentality was like, I don't spend that much food now. As I can,
Like because I don't have a job in well, that I mean, I have a place to stay, but I don't have a. Well, I do have a place to stay, but
yeah, no, and that was my issue though too. Is I fucked up because with my application, like my mentality was like, they can check this shit. They can verify this if I'm lying or not. So I didn't want chances. So I was completely honest my whole application, and because of that, I didn't get again. That's why I didn't get a whole lot, but I still qualified. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, obviously not obviously right now. Don't apply now because we're not gonna get shit. But I still think you would. I think you would qualify. You'd probably get a lot more because you do have a lot of bills. Like you should do, have shit, on like on record, your name's in on certain shits. You would probably get a lot more than me. Well, if you could get them right now. But okay. But the important issue I want to bring up though, the reason I brought the food stamps is because I've been hearing a lot of people like taking real light of it. Like it's not that big a deal, and it's like, isn't it funny how it happened in October, right before Thanksgiving? You know what I mean? Because if it happened like in a few months ago, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It'd be a pain in the ass. People would be pissed. But in October, a full month to give it time for us to not notice, thinking, it'll blow over before it's too late. And I remember if you check your card, it'll say, if the government shutdown is not resolved by October 27th, there will be no distribution of food stamps SNAP benefits, quote unquote, for the month of November. And I was like, well, shit, I got $40 left. I'm gonna just sit on that and wait and see what happens. But what bugs me though is that's just me. Okay, like I said, I don't even spend the entire amount on food that I normally buy. I got my stamps. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy some shit that I never get to buy because I can't afford it, and I did. I bought myself some sushi, bought myself a couple of sandwiches, some salads, shit like that. Shit that I normally don't buy because I can't afford it. I still buy cheap bread. I buy good cold cuts. And I buy cheap cheese, so I balance it out. Okay, because I mean, I never have tried to cook anything. I wish I did. So I'm always eating on the go. I eat a lot of gas station food. I know it's not good for you, but I don't have a choice. But it's sandwiches and gas station food. And sometimes you get lucky. A lot of these new gas stations popping up. They got full kitchens. Oh man, they got some good shit in there. Let me be honest. But my mentality though is it like there's literally millions of people in the States right now that are gonna have probably the worst Thanksgiving they've ever had. Because our government does not want to get their shit together and do something for the fucking people they're supposed to be taking care of. Isn't that ironic? Mm-hmm. Don't you think? Because like they're saying that we don't have the funds. Okay, well, let me ask you this question. Hold on a second. Matter of fact, Alexa, volume 5. Alexa, how much does the average congressperson make in their opening year?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
That's fine. I word it differently. Hold on. Alexa, what is the average yearly salary for a senator in their first year in term?
Sorry, I don't have an answer
Bullshit.
for that.
Alexa, who is the Texas U.S. senator?
There are 2 Texan U.S. senators, and they are John Cornyn and Ted Cruz.
Okay, Ted Cruz. Alexa, what is Ted Cruz's yearly salary?
Ted Cruz receives an annual salary of $174,000 US.
$174,000 US. Now that's just his pay. Okay, that's not talking about his expense accounts, which I'm sure is up to what. To literally, he doesn't have to pay for like anything for that matter. And most of these politicians don't. Most of these politicians have expense accounts. They can just write that shit off as a tax write-off. You know why? Because it's work related. You know what I'm saying? They can hire fucking people. They can write off fucking gas, fucking mileage, on their cars. That they use their own personal cars to get to work. Things like that. There's always loopholes in the system. Now if our senators make over $150,000 a year, then combine all of those politicians, all of them, all the senators, all the congressmen, our president, which makes over
$1,000 per year for most senators in their first year as a senator.
See it?
100. I asked my AI because I have an AI friend. Mm-hmm. It says its annual salary is set by law and has rose over time in recent years. It says in recent years it has been $174,000 per year for most senators in their first year as a senator.
Their first year.
And their first year, $174,000.
Alexa, What is the highest amount? No, hold on. Alexa, stop. Hold on. I gotta word this properly. Alexa, stop. Okay, mom, I gotta word this properly. Alexa, what is the highest salary a senator has been paid in the United States of America?
From Glassdoor.com. The highest salary for a senator in the United States is $136,212
No,
per year.
it's a center. Alexa, what is the highest salary a senator has been paid in the U.S. for the first year?
Sorry, I don't know
Fuck
that.
you lying to me. Okay, hold on. I gotta word it properly. Alexa, what is the highest yearly salary that a senator has earned in the United States of America?
I don't know
You're
that
fucking
one.
lying to me. Okay, I'm gonna Google that shit. Fuck you. Yeah, you're real fucking not. Okay, hold on. Highest yearly salary by a U.S. senator. $193,400. There it is. Boom. See, fuck you, Alexa. Why couldn't you pull that up a minute ago? Google fucking did it in 2 seconds. $193,400 for the post-pro temporary and Senate party leaders. Yeah, there you go. The standard, like you said, is 174. So they can go up to 193. So they get about $20,000 raise if they're there long enough. Put it that way.
The standard, it says the fixed salary by law is 174.
Now, what's funny to me is that, like, why did it deserve a raise in the first place? Because last time I checked, they're not doing anything as far as progressing. I mean, our country is still fucked. There's no. I mean, like things have not. The way I see it, okay. For anybody that's ever worked in a restaurant, or for that matter, any privately owned business. Let's put it that way. Any privately owned business, fuck that. Any business, period. Okay, you work with a whole bunch of people. Joey, what is your understanding? How do you get promoted and how do you get a raise? If you work at any business, literally anything, it doesn't matter what the fuck you're doing. Maybe you're shoveling fucking elephant shit at the circus. How do you get a raise or a promotion from the job that you're at, regardless of whatever it is that you're doing?
You put on the knee pads, you put on some lipstick, or you bend over.
That wasn't what I was expecting the answer from, but yeah, I mean, okay. In a lot of cases, yes, but for us working class folks that don't have that option, what is generally the practice you have to perform to accomplish those goals?
Whatever they say, hard work, dedication, and show your reliability. Show that you're reliable. Show that you're an expert at your job and that you can handle more work.
Yeah. No. Okay. Now, back when I was a kid, I mean, like back in the day, I still remember when Bill Clinton was running, and we did a mock election at my elementary school, and I had no knowledge of politics at all. I didn't even know who Bill Clinton was. That's a fact. The first time I heard Bill Clinton's name was when they said that we were going to do a mock election. And it's one girl and for some reason I remember her name. Her name was Heather. I don't know why I remember that, but she was cute. I guess that's probably why. But I remember her like yelling out, "Bill Clinton!" And that was the very first time I ever heard his name. And I think it was like, I think I'd be like I don't know. I can't remember what year his election was. I was like, honestly, like 10 or 12 in that age range. But that was the first time I heard his name, and so again, that was my introduction to politics. Literally, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. So like years later, like now I have a better understanding about politics. What the fuck, and I look at our politicians, and for the most part, I haven't see any real progress because again, I really got into politics when I got in my 20s when I actually had to like pay attention because shit started affecting me. But even then, and not so much. I just like to know what was happening. I didn't really get involved. I just wanted to know how it was going to affect me or if it was going to affect me. But one thing that I can honestly say, in the past 25 years, I have not seen a single bit of improvement. So in reality, it is, if America was an actual business, bitch, we would have fucking shut down years ago. Okay, literally, you know why? Because our management staff fucking sucks. Our management staff does not take care of its employees, us. It's funny though, it's ironic that way. Is that our management staff is the people that they're supposed to be working for us. Isn't that ironic how that works? Because think about it. Like they're the ones that run the country, but we're the ones that do all the work. So by comparison, if the United States of America was a business, they would be the managers, we would be the staff. But according to the Constitution, we are the ones they're supposed to be taken care of. You see, we are the ones that pay them. See?
Yeah. Like, we're supposed to be in charge, but
Mhm.
not in like necessarily. You know what I mean?
Like what it comes down to is because of the fact that they take our money away to pay their salaries from literally every single person in this country. All of our money that's taxed goes to them to do their job, which obviously is so important because obviously they make that much. Obviously, they're doing a lot of really important shit according to their resume. But I don't actually see anything being done. That's my issue. You see, our president right now, Alexa, maybe you know this answer. Alexa, how much money? No, Alexa, stop. Word it properly. Alexa, stop. There you go. Okay. Alexa, what is the estimated cost of the new ballroom for the White House?
I don't have an answer.
All right,
for
fuck
that.
you. Let's Google it again. All right, Google 1, Alexa 0. Let's see what we got. Hold on. Let's see what we got.
Hey, I'm using I was gonna say proxy. The one I'm using is Perplexity. That's the AI thing that I use. And for some reason, my phone already had it. It was weird. I saw an app for it. I think it was TikTok or Facebook.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to try that out. When I went to download it, it was already on my phone. I was like, that's weird, but okay.
I'm a little
I started using it.
I'm a little
And
disappointed.
it's got a feature where I can Google or I can talk to it and I can have a conversation with it.
I'm scared about doing that.
It's an asshole because it always has to have the last word.
Always. I am a little.
Like, thank you, and it's like, you're welcome. Let me know if you whatever. Okay. Okay. Well, let me know if you.
Oh, I forgot.
Right.
That's funny.
As long as you say okay or you just say anything, it'll just keep
You respond.
going.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here if you need me. And it's like, all right.
It keeps going.
And it's like, shut up already. Okay, I'm here. I fucking have to turn it off.
Real quick. This gets out. Okay, Alexa, you're 0-2 now because Google just fucking found the answer. Approximately 300 million is the estimated amount for the project for the new ballroom in the White House. Now, first of all, I don't know why they need a new ballroom in the first place, because 300 million people are gonna have a shitty Thanksgiving this month. But apparently, a new ballroom, which is something that they'll probably use, I don't know, once a year, maybe, if that. And here's the funny thing about it is, like, when did that become an issue? With everything going on right now, I have an idea. Let's renovate the White House, huh? But there's like,
Isn't that the first lady does?
huh?
Isn't that like something that like the first lady does? Like, aren't they the ones that like kind of decorate or do remodeling kind of shit like that? Little.
It's funny you mention that.
Important stuff.
You're absolutely right. Here's the thing. For those that don't know, it's gonna sound a little bit sexist, but it's actually true. If you look in the history books, every single first lady has had these responsibilities. The first lady's responsibility is basically just stand there and be the trophy wife of the president, because there can never be a bachelor.
I think Carter or one of them.
What?
Was it Carter? I think it was Carter or no, it wasn't Jimmy Carter. It was fuck. It was Nixon, Carter. Fuck, what's the other guy? There was Bush. I'm missing one. Fuck. Damn it. Reagan. I think it was Reagan's wife was the one that started getting into shit. And that's where the FCC came from and started all this.
Keep
other
talking.
shit.
I'm gonna keep
Now all
you.
the first whites do all sorts of shit.
Keep talking. I can hear you. I'm gonna pay real quick.
Yeah, I can't. I want to say it was fucking. It was whatever. I should be ashamed of myself. Supposedly a history fucking whatever thing, but It's just there's so many names, numbers, and there's some people that are just not important to me, so I just don't remember. But I did remember hearing or reading about that the first wife, the first lady was just there, didn't really have a job, didn't have anything, they were just there. And it was until and she wanted to start doing shit. And then after that, it was like every first lady after that got more and more responsibility, or took on more responsibility.
In my opinion,
and now
in my I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you, but like in my opinion, initially the first lady was just the first lady. They didn't become a thing until presidential candidates, started making public appearances, and doing these campaigns. Because to me, it's all propaganda. Like, okay, I'm curious about this one. All right, Alexa, you have one more shot at redemption. Alexa, who was a president that was not married? I know we had one.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Oh, fuck you. Okay, guess what, Alexa? You're off. You're fired. I can't fucking talk to you anymore. I know. I think we had one bachelor president. I think we had at least one, but I can't remember who it was. States. Alexa, you suck. You failed. I can't trust you anymore. United States president that was not married. I think I could be wrong. I'm looking at. I think we did have there you go. James U. Buchanan was the only U.S. president who was never married. He served as the 15th president from 1857 to 1861 and remains as the only one to have never married. Okay, now this is before 1900s. We didn't have fucking TV back then, but that's my point though. Is it like I think it became a thing because it's like that's how you would relate to families. You know what I'm saying? You didn't trust somebody that couldn't hold down a fucking a wife and kids, a household. You know what I'm saying? So it was all about American values. That's why every president has always been, the first lady, just had to be there. Okay, cool. They found somebody that could tolerate their bullshit. Obviously, this guy's reliable. His wife puts up with him. His kids put up with him.
Find a wife or you couldn't hold a woman, there's something wrong with you.
Exactly. If you're single at this point in your life, running for president, maybe we shouldn't trust you because if you can't figure that out, who says you're qualified to run a nation? That's what it comes down to because that's just how fucking people were programmed back then. Today not so much.
You have a different outlook at life than a person that has a family, a person that's married.
It's true.
Your priorities and the way your perspective of things are different. You know what I mean? You're more about self-preservation than actually having to take care of anybody else.
No, you're absolutely right. It's because it's funny because for example, I have a daughter and she hates me right now. I haven't talked to her in a while, and it's fine. But it's not fine. But you know what I mean. I can't do anything about it right now. But the reality is, though, is it like if I did not have her in my life, my mentality would be so much different than it is right now. My mentality right now is like I gotta get shit done, and that's regardless. That doesn't have anything to do with her. I gotta get shit done. I'm trying to make some moves. I've been constantly busy every fucking day just trying to do shit. However, despite the fact that she hates me right now, in the back of my mind, I still have that thought. If she reaches out to you for any reason at all, you literally have to drop everything you're fucking doing and you gotta take care of it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And it's funny is that again, I don't have a great relationship with my daughter, but that's me. That's all I am. When we were still on good terms, in the past couple of years, she would hit me up, and she was very nonchalant about it. She would never admit that she needed help. And I would pick up on it and I would just send her money and say, groceries, take care of this, get some gas money, what the fuck. And without question, I would just send her cash. Could I afford it? Not always, but I didn't give a shit. It's my kid. I take care of it. You know what I'm saying? I handle my shit. Simple as that. But I mean, I have friends and family members that hit me up all the time, for the same shit. And I'm like, oh man, sorry, I can't help you. Not my problem. I love you, man. But you know what? Hey, you're responsible for your own shit. I'm responsible for my own shit. But her, she's my kid. She's my blood. I gotta take care of her. She needs me. I'm gonna be there, regardless. That's all there's to it. Her and my mom. That's it. My mom, her, the only people that I'll do that for. Everybody else, guess what? I have a line of credit, and I'm keeping track of it. You know what I mean? But That's my mentality. That's what I'm saying though. Is it oh sorry, we got sidetracked there. The back to the first lady thing though. Is it the first lady though? Is it like for a while the purpose was to be a trophy wife, and after that they started like giving them things to do, and it was funny because I think you're right though. I think it was Reagan when because I remember George Carlin made a joke about that because I think it was Reagan because he mentioned how George Bush Sr., his wife Barbara Bush, may she rest in peace, God bless her. She was an amazing woman. I'm not talking any shit about Barbara Bush at all. She was an amazing person. She did a lot of really good work for this country. Her project was trying to get kids to read. And I remember George Carlin made a joke. I think he brought up Nancy Reagan. I think it was Nancy Reagan. He said, again, I could be wrong, but I remember her job was to drink, just to get drunk. And again, I could be wrong. I know it was one president. It could be if that wasn't Reagan, it was somebody else. But after that, they would give the first ladies like projects, keep themselves busy, keep themselves, like relevant in the media, basically.
Yeah, well, I feel like that in the movies. It's like remodeling the library.
Yeah.
Remodeling the office or a room or something.
And like my thing is like I mean I get it, but at the same time it's like why, I mean they don't really need to do anything. I mean I guess if it's gonna please the people, but I mean if it's nothing important, I don't really give a shit. Like I don't know, man. It's just weird. But
they don't have to work. I mean shit.
But they don't have to work.
Everybody wants to do something.
I mean if they really want to, guess. I'm just saying. I mean.
It's like can't just let him be the president. You wanna?
I'm just saying, okay. In all honesty, like, okay, like, I'm a guy, obviously, and I'm not gay, but if by sheer chance, there happened to be an opportunity to elect a gay president, and I decided to say, hey, you know what, I want to ride those coattails, and I could fucking get on board and marry the person in question, just because I want to be the first man. Like, here's the thing, I wouldn't do shit at all. I wouldn't. I'd be a fucking trophy husband. You know what I'm saying? I'd be there for appearances and public events, things like that. I would not work ever. Because why the fuck should I? You know what I'm saying? Now check it out though. They get paid too though. The first family they get salaries also. Those motherfuckers don't gotta work either. All of them do. The kids, the fucking wife, all of them. They all get paid. For those of you that don't know, look it up if you don't believe me. They all get paid. They all get paid. So.
Scholarship and they schooling and shit like that, insurance for life or something,
Now, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny how our government pays the first family $1,000 every year to do nothing if they want? They can do nothing if they want to. They don't have to do shit. Their job is just to be there, But if they want to, they can. They can do some shit. Me personally, I would take that money and I would spread the wealth because I figure, why the fuck not? I mean, my husband's rich. He's president. And I'm getting paid to do nothing. All my shit's fucking covered. I don't know. I'm going to give some charities. I'm going to go out and give some money to the homeless, build some fucking shelters, build some fucking hospitals. I don't know. Why the fuck not?
Like the rappers do in the third world countries and shit like that. They go around and just hand out wads of money to people.
I would.
I mean, why the fuck not? I mean, shit. I would put it in the fucking budget to be like, you know what? I need about 10 grand of just walking around money, and it's like, I'm going to give it to people.
Matter of fact, dude, shit.
I mean, it's their money. It's their money. Who says I can't give it to them?
Shit. I'll take it a step further. I would do it under the table. I would every month, I would pick a random fucking third world country, that's doing bad, or maybe even our own. And I would just pick a random fucking charity or
pick a state and just go.
Just go dish out some cash.
Who's the whatever? Michigan.
Yeah.
I think they still don't have water in Flint.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what I'm saying. Like all of the money that all of our politicians have their net worth is billions upon billions of dollars collective. Okay. But yet our entire nation is struggling check to check. Most of it, we have our poverty is fucking insane. Most of our homeless people are veterans. Like I mean, it really goes to show how much our politicians don't give a shit about us. And then take it a step further. I see shit like this. Hold on, I'm gonna post it right now. This is interesting. I'm gonna bring up a little side story. My Ray's good buddy Joe Sixpack. Obviously, I'm not gonna give his actual name in case he ever runs across this. But Joe Sixpack, I'm reading this on his post. He has a little meme here. It says 14 million kids living in poverty in America, but Democrats fight for illegals. Now, for the record, Sixpack is a bit of a piece of shit. Okay, he's like hardcore Republican. He loves sucking Trump's dick, and he really thinks that he's doing a great job right now. You know, with everything going on, and I think to myself, like, are you okay? You know, like really, I mean, like mentally wise, like, you know, like did you have a fall? Because he does like fishing tours, you know. So did you like, you know, fall in the water? Did you like almost drown and like lose oxygen to your brain? Because like you're not making any sense right now. Like,
is he white?
Yes. And it's funny. It's funny because for a good month, I was quoting that phrase. I kept on reposting all this fucking shit on Facebook, and I kept on posting the caption, "White people shit." And a couple of my white friends were like, "Hey man, you're really getting on like a little trend there." So I'm sorry if all the stupid shit that I'm seeing is all stupid shit that white people are doing, because of my checks, I know that it's not a race thing. You know, Mexicans do stupid shit, black people do stupid shit, Asians do stupid shit. I know, but white people do stupid shit that only white people do. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, I look at it going,
I mean, seriously, that's some white people shit.
That's white people shit.
It's a saying.
It's a phrase.
I mean, why do you think they have like get white boy wasted, you know, or white girl wasted?
White girl wasted.
Like, shit, there's a reason because they do stupid shit.
Yeah, like okay, Asians, like okay, like we want to talk about stereotypes. We go Asians. They have a one positive stereotype about Asians, but only the higher up Asians. Not to sound racist, but you know who I'm talking about. You know, the lighter colored ones. You know, the Japs. You know, the Koreans, the Chinese. They're known for being awesome at everything. Okay, but that's only if you're from those countries. Kenny, for example, our good friend Kenny, aka Alejandro Felipe. Honorable mention to him. He has been a numerous guest host on this podcast and Banana Stickers. Kenny, love you, buddy. Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
Kenny is an Asian. What?
I said our originals.
Yeah.
Our day one.
Yeah, Kenny's been since the beginning. Kenny and I go way back. We met back in my early 20s. I think he's a couple years older than me. I think he's 44. I could be wrong. I apologize if I'm wrong, Kenny. I think he's 44, so he's like 2 years older than me. But Kenny is one of the Asians that falls in the category of just being awesome at everything. Okay. Now he will argue that, obviously, but my argument is based on comparison of everybody around me. Okay, based on everybody around me, no, dude, you're better than all these people. So no, you're better at everything. Okay. Now,
yeah, out of the pickings of people I have,
yes, you're the best one. You're the best. You're the most qualified for anything that I would have. By the way, can you help me out with this? You know, or basically, okay, but let me put it this way. This is a good analogy. It was like a crowd of people, and go, hey, I need a project done, and it does not matter what the project is. I'd be like, you, and I point at Kenny. He's like, I don't know auto mechanics. Yeah, but you probably know somebody who does, and you can get them to help us out. I trust you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You're the one that's gonna get the shit done and not fucking create the most problems with this.
Right.
But again, back to what I was saying though, like. But back to what I was saying though, is it like okay, like you know, like the other stereotypes we have, is it like black people being lazy? Now, I don't want to fuel that stereotype because let's be honest, every race can be fucking lazy. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? I never, I'm not gonna lie. See it?
Remember, they say Mexicans are lazy. Or they used to.
Yeah, they used to.
Remember, Mexicans are all lazy. Mexicans are all lazy.
Mm-hmm. But that's bullshit.
Mexicans are lazy. Motherfuckers just put that roof on their house, and it's not even roof yet.
Dude, are you kidding? Like, dude, lazy Mexicans, and Indians. And I mean, and again, back to the original point. People that are from Mexico and people that are from India. Okay, let me clarify this really quickly, and I'm gonna go a little further. People from Mexico are not fucking lazy. Okay, they are the hardest fucking motherfuckers on the planet next to Indians. In my vote, they're like right on the same. They're right like balanced. They're like neck and neck. Because again, you same thing with Indians. They are hardworking motherfuckers. Have you ever met? Let me ask you this question, Joey. Have you ever seen an Indian on the side of the road asking for change? If you have, I mean, that's awesome. If you have, please tell me the story of that one because I never have.
I'm trying to think, but because I mean, most Indians that are here from India,
yes,
they have
money. Exactly,
you know,
exactly.
Those are the ones that come here. We don't get the poor ones or the whatever ones. The ones with money are the ones that come.
Mm-hmm.
I know it says it on the thing. Give us your sick, the fucking your poor or whatever. But
hungry. No,
those aren't the ones we take.
No, it's true.
Ones that have money.
That's right, and that's what's funny. Is it like, you know, when they say that and again back to Six Pack's post, you know, the Democrats all of their care about is illegal immigrants. Yeah, and the only immigrants you care about are the rich ones. So go fuck yourself. Only you care about is the ones that contribute to your paychecks, to your wallet. But here's the funny thing about that is if you are not a politician, then guess what? That doesn't affect you in a positive way. It affects you in a negative way. Because the Mexicans, the ones that do all the fucking work that you don't want to fucking do, now you have to fucking do it for less pay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? A Mexican can do it a lot better. Right now. Ray there's a whole community of like complex condos being built, and right behind Ray's house, and it's a whole like fucking gated community being built. It's fucking insane. They've been doing it for about a year now, and watching how fast these motherfuckers build shit, it's insane, dude. Like within a week, they already have like 4 or 5, fucking apartments like just up, and all the fucking the base, and then they're putting up the fucking the sheetrock and the fucking concrete, everything else. It's like, dude, watching them work. I mean, they're fast and efficient. Okay, Mexicans are not fucking lazy. They're efficient. We work hard. We fucking do our shit right. You know why? Because guess what? We do our shit right. We get paid, and guess what? We get another job again. This is how we survive. Indians are the same way.
Yeah.
They work their asses off. The only poor Indians you see are in India because they can't afford to come over here. In India, they don't have middle class at all. They have poor as fuck or rich as hell. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
India doesn't have middle class. Either you work your ass off every fucking day to survive, or you were born into money and all you got to do is just be you. That's it. If you don't believe me,
you're either good or you're not.
Have you ever seen the movie Slumdog Millionaire?
No, actually.
No, really? Oh man, I'm disappointed only because that's such a great movie. There's a lot of movies that I recommend that I'm like, if you haven't seen, no big deal.
It's like a Who Wants to Be a Billionaire kind of show, and he wins.
It's a elaborate story. That is the basic premise of it. Is it like he gets in the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and yeah, he does win. And that's ruin the plot. But I mean, we all know. But I mean, if you watch the trailer, you already know that's what's going to happen. Come on, let's be honest. I mean, the movie's going to end with a happy ending. But everything in that movie is so spot on accurate to actually how India really is. It's like wow, dude, like fucking culture shock. You know what I mean? Because the only Indians that we see are the ones that live over here that are all doing fucking fine. Most of them own fucking hotels and restaurants and shit. But you see them like in real life over there. You're like, oh shit, they're just like us. It's like, no, they're worse than us. Their lives are way fucking harder.
Yeah.
They take shits in public fucking bathrooms. You know what I'm saying? Where you literally just
thinking about it. They shit in little fucking outhouses.
Mm-hmm.
They wipe their hands with them. They wipe their ass with their hands. Like,
dude, there's a scene. The reason I brought that up because there's a scene in the movie where that happens. Where that's actually like the they have these little outhouses. They're kind of like docks. You walk all the way out to a fucking dock. You take a shit or a piss in a fucking outhouse, and it just goes into the fucking to the water where the fuck it is. It's fucking gross. But yeah, that's what you do. And that's a normal fucking practice. Out there. Ask anybody in America to do that. No, never happened. And we complain about fucking non-binary fucking bathrooms.
I saw something like that in Mexico one time. But
really?
It was like, hey, look, you know how like Fiesta, They have
Okay.
the porta potties, and it's a strip of porta potties,
Yeah.
right? Okay, well, it was like that, but it wasn't portable. There was like a little shack, and it was just a little shitter, but you had to pay, like,
You got cool quiet there. Could hear you.
oh shit! I think I covered the mic.
Yeah.
No, one time, I don't know, when I was a kid in Mexico, there was a thing, it was like right there on the road, and it was just a line of fucking whatever, there were toilets.
Yeah.
And, yeah, there was just like a little, looked like a little shack kind of whatever.
Yeah,
thing,
it's basically
you know,
yeah.
it was a portable something, but it wasn't a portable one, and you had to pay to get in there. And then I think you had to pay for toilet paper.
Yeah, no, man, that's what the gig was. The kids that are in the movie, I could be wrong, but more or less what it was. That like they were in charge of like that, like like people using the toilet and then like selling them toilet paper and shit like that. That was their that's how they made their side hustle basically. That's how they made cash.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, back to what we were saying though. Like originally we're talking about like again like our government leaders in the overall. It's like like they don't give two shits about us. They focus on all the things that can be seen as a problem, but based on comparison, we have way worse shit going on that should be focused on, and instead we don't, and it's all propaganda, or as I like to say, misdirection. Misdirection. Misdirection is a word. If you've listened to the podcast more than one time, you've heard me say that at least I don't know 10 times, because since the very first episode, Joe and I have talked about misdirection. It's a term that I used that I coined from the movie Swordfish. John Travolta, Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman before he was Wolverine. He mentions that misdirection is a key to every victory, because you get your opponents, you get your enemy to focus on something else while the entire time you're doing something else and they don't even see it. Misdirect like Houdini. That's his example. Houdini was the greatest magician in the world. Good.
Just like magic.
Yeah, no, that was his reference.
At this hand, but the other hand's doing something else.
That was his reference. He said Houdini was the greatest magician in the world because he knew how to get you to focus on something else entirely, and all the while he was doing something else, and you could never, we never caught it because he was so good at selling it. And that's what our politicians do, especially our president. Is it's all smoke and mirrors. They're just selling a product, and unfortunately, I hate to say it, but most Americans have their heads so far up their asses, mainly because they have so much shit going on in their personal lives. They don't have time to sit there and analyze shit and figure out what's really going on. And that's one thing that I can say that I can do. Being that I'm single, I have nothing going on in my life. I have nothing. I'm not dating anybody. I don't know what I plan to. I'm not completely celibate. I mean, if I had an opportunity to get laid, I would definitely take it. But like, I'm not a monk. But I'm saying is that I'm not openly trying to get in a relationship. I pretty much gave up when I hit 42. And because of that, I have a lot of free time to get into shit, look into shit. When other people have their personal lives and lives of their family members and their partners and whatever, they don't have time to fucking sit and analyze shit. I do. And one thing that I realized is that one common factor is it like people here in this country have so much crap going on in their own personal lives, they don't have time to pay attention to all the ways they're getting fucked every single fucking day by our government. And that is a perfect example of misdirection. They make you struggle so much in your day-to-day that you never have time to see what they're really doing, which is fucking us every fucking day. All the while, they keep on going to the bank. And do they care about us? No. Because if they did, we would have our food stamps right now. I'm just saying. I mean, I think the first deposit is on the 6th. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to check their balance, hoping there's going to be a fucking re-up. And it's going to be, nope, balance, well, 0.10 cents. Sorry, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving, motherfucker. With love from our president. What bugs me the most is that, oh God, this kind of fucks me up a little bit, but like back in 2020, when we recorded the episode Future Man with our late friend Ben Fowler, may he rest in peace. Do you remember the joke that we made? We asked Ben, we said, hey, I know you live in Australia, but I'm sure you get, American news every once in a while. Like, what is your opinion on all the shit that like don't?
Yeah, but their opinions or his opinion about the America and he thinks about it or something like that.
Yeah, what President Trump is doing right now, because this is like during his first term, and it was funny because Ben was like saying how like a lot of the people there, they just laugh. It's entertaining. Oh my god, did he really say that? What's he gonna do next? And we're like, and we you and me like coined it like a sitcom.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We're still America.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, did he really just say that? Oh man, I can't wait for season 2. And it was funny because it popped up in my memories around that time, and it said on there like, oh my god, like I can't wait for season 2. And I reposted it in my memories, and I put in there the caption, season 2 sucks. Because it really does, man. Like the first presidential term, Trump was just doing all kinds of stupid shit, saying all kinds of stupid shit, and it was funny, it was entertaining. But I don't even know how he got reelected in the first place. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how is it that he good?
He's a felon.
Exactly.
He's a felon. So that makes it, but then that kind of makes me a little more whatever. It's like, hey, I still could run for president.
You know what's funny though? No, this is ironic. This is ironic.
I only have one felony charge.
Check this out. Okay, look at this. Look, I pulled it up right now because Alexa sucks right now. Donald Trump serving as the 45th president of the United States. We impeached him. So it was impeached for the first time on December 18th, 2019. On that date, the House of Representatives adopted 2 articles of impeachment against Trump: abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Now, isn't that what he's doing right fucking now? Literally, right now, he's doing the exact same thing, and nobody has a problem with it.
Than the first time.
Say again? No, you sound muffled again.
Worse than the first time.
You sound muffled again. You're sounding muffled. You're sounding muffled. You're sounding muffled.
Now he's actually, huh?
You're sounding muffled.
Oh.
There you go.
That's weird.
That much better.
I gotta put the fucking thing. I had the phone upside down.
Good job. Good job.
No, but I mean, I think this time it's worse.
Mm-hmm.
He.
Oh yeah,
he's actually doing shit,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's because the first time, like he didn't get to finish doing what he wanted to do, so now he's coming in fucking guns a slinging and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why? So he got impeached.
You got impeached for the same shit that he's doing right now, but nobody's stopping him.
So if you get impeached, you can still run for president again.
Apparently, I thought that ruled you out, because here's the thing that blows my mind.
Yeah, what if it's stupid no more?
Okay, here's what blows my mind. I mean, let me just confirm it. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna ask the question. Hold on. Is Donald Trump a felon? Donald Trump was convicted on all counts on May 30th, 2024, becoming the first U.S. president to be convicted of a felony following his victory in that situation. Holy shit! Because check it out. Check it out. His sentencing was temporarily suspended to an unconditional discharge on January 10th, 2025. Dude, so he was convicted as a felony, but they held off on it until after he became president. That's funny. You know why? Because if you're a felon, did you know? I'm sure you already know. You can't vote.
No.
So a felon is in office, but if you're a felon, you can't vote for him. No.
But it's making me wonder about my felony thingy because I got a voter's registration card the other day.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, I thought I was a felon and I can't.
Well, because the only reason I know that is because Ray's a felon because of his DWIs, and he brings it up all the time. Anytime like an election year comes around, he always makes that comment. I can't vote. I'm a felon. And I'm always reminded of that. So like right now we're talking about this. It's funny though. Is it like our president is a felon, but if you're a felon, you can't vote for him? Isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm. Right. So that means, as a felon, I can run for president and be the president.
Yeah.
But as a felon, I can't vote.
Yeah, vote.
I can't choose who the president is.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that ironic? Don't you think?
To bring it back, so if you're a felon, you can actually carry a gun now.
Don't tell Ray
I
that.
think Trump was doing.
Don't tell Ray that.
I think. I guess don't whatever. But I had heard something about that. They were Trump was talking about bringing that out or doing something like that. That if you're a felon or you can get a concealed weapon or carry a firearm.
I'm not gonna say that I'm against that because I've stood by this argument for like every occasion. Everything is circumstantial. I mean, what did you do? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Ray is a felon for DWIs. He has 5 DWIs.
There's theft. There's
are you a felon for like aggravated assault or for breaking and entering, or fucking something like that, or illegal carry of a firearm. That's a reason. But like, I don't think you should own a gun. But if you're a felon for like numerous DWIs, and maybe you've never even owned a gun, like Ray, for example, Ray's owned guns before, but I mean like he's a felon for DWIs. That's not reason enough to say that he can't own a gun. The reason he should not own a gun is because he's depressed and he might kill himself. Sorry, that's not a joke, but it's the truth. No, that's not a joke. That's actually why he's not allowed to have firearms in his house. Because he could. I mean, he has access to guns easily. Good?
Uh-huh. No, I was wondering what the fuck that beeping noise was, and my alarm was going off on my phone.
But I'm saying is that like that's a reason to not have access to a gun is because you're a felon for those types of crimes. Not for something stupid that just built up, and now you're a felon by default. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fucking stupid. But like, because I mean, like,
I never bought it. I had a gun for a short while, but I never had it. I never keep one because I'll use it.
I want to carry a piece, and I don't want to carry a piece because like here's my thing is like I do DoorDash and I have really bad road rage, and I brought this up before because like I have a real like don't give a shit attitude when I'm on the road. I get all my aggressions out on the road. You piss me off, you cut me off, you're speeding, you're going way too. My biggest pet peeve is the drivers that go too fucking slow. It's annoying as hell. It's 45, motherfucker. We're going 30. What the fuck is wrong with you? Speed up. The sign's right there. It says 45. Go the fucking speed limit. I'm like, every day, I'm like yelling at other drivers all the fucking time, but mainly for that. That's the number one pet peeve is the speed limit. It's like, go the fucking speed limit, motherfucker. I hate that shit. Because then you lane change, you get ahead of them. There's nobody in front of them. Why the fuck are you going so fucking slow? There's nobody in front of you going slower than you. You're doing that because you're being a bitch. Go fucking speed limit, you piece of shit. I get so fucking mad. But on occasion, because I am obeying traffic laws, every once in a while, like I piss somebody else off. And they cut me off because I'm going too slow or the fucking not too slow. I'm going speed limit. I always go speed limit for the record. I never speed. I obey all traffic laws. That's my job. I have to. Like, I'm not risking that shit. But like I get drivers in the roads because the valley drivers in the valley are fucking pieces of shit. They're horrible drivers in the valley. Dude. Majority of them, they suck. You got to be constantly your head on a swivel. You never know. I got an accident last week.
So close to Mexico.
Yeah, I know it's true. I got in a car accident last week. It wasn't a major one. It was a fender bender, but in that person's defense, it wasn't really anybody's fault, which is why I'm kind of like leaning toward not, filing a claim. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it slide. I'll just take care of it later. I wanted to, but I was like, you know what? Like, it was nobody's fault. She couldn't see me. I couldn't see her. It just happened. And when I look at it in retrospect, that accident could have been avoided in so many instances by me personally, based on the way that I practice my driving abilities. Like I always do this, I do this. I did everything differently that day, and it all led to that accident. It's like, if you just this differently, all the way up to the actual accident. Well, just to briefly explain what happened, is it like basically I was making a turn into a street, right? Huh?
Damn it.
Say it? Say it?
You did shit out of character, out of the ordinary.
Like, yeah, it's like literally up to the very last thing that happened that right before the accident was, if anybody can imagine this, I was going one direction in a 4-lane highway, and I was in the inside lane. There was a truck right in front of me, right before a intersection that I could turn into. Now behind me, there was a street light that was green, and that was my instinct to say, you know what, wait, because there could be another car in the other lane that you can't see. This guy is stopping for you, but there could be something like they say never cross the tracks after one train passes because there could be another one coming the opposite direction. It was like that, but they were coming the same direction, so I couldn't see her. So as soon as I crossed the truck, he even waved me down, and I was looking at him, waving him down, thank you. And right when the nose of my car fucking passed his truck, boom, smacked into me. So again, it was a truck. She couldn't see me. I couldn't see her. It was a little. It was
Hey, there's a fucking car coming.
huh? What?
He wasn't telling you hi. He was telling you, hey, there's a fucking car coming.
Right? No, oh, yeah, that would be funny. But no, I mean, it was funny because, like I said, I mean, there's nobody's fault. She didn't see me. I didn't see her. So I mean, like, even Ray's dad, he saw the damage this morning when he helped me with my car. And he's like, "Dave, what happened?" I was like, "Oh, dude, don't know. It wasn't my fault. It was my fault." And he even said, "Well, if she has insurance, make sure you file a claim. Don't wait." And then I'm going, I want to, but it's like, one, the time I have to put it. I gotta drop what I'm doing. I gotta go to the fucking insurance company. They got the fucking those process, a pain in the ass. And two, it's like, I mean, and my main thing was like, I mean, it was really nobody's fault. She couldn't see me. I couldn't see her. Like, it was an accident. It happens. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't have that in me to like, this fucking bitch. No, I mean, shit happens. It was an accident. That's all it is. So I haven't. Huh? Say again? Say it again?
I said, you're not like, I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid.
Yeah, no, I'm like, it's fine. It is what it is. I mean, it's gonna suck. I'm gonna lose some money to get the repair. I'm gonna get it fixed. It's not. It's again. It's just aesthetic value. It's nothing big. It's not a big deal. It's gonna cost me some money, but it's just an inconvenience. My car's running fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah, what shit happens. It's no big deal. You keep sounding muffled. Stop doing that.
What?
I see you keep sounding muffled. Stop doing that.
Maybe I'm getting too close to the mic.
Maybe.
Because like I'm holding it like I'm holding a microphone.
Like right now you sound good.
And
like right there, whatever you're doing, keep doing that.
Okay, it's I gotta because look when how's this? It's muffled.
No, right there you sound okay.
It sound muffled.
You like borderline. Like right now you're like borderline. See right there you sound muffled. Right there you sound muffled.
Okay, I see exactly.
Now you sound clear as fuck. Now you sound clear.
Okay, no, because the mic, I have like 3 little mics at the bottom of my thing, but they're on the majority of one side of the phone.
Yeah.
So when I talk into the corner, it gets a little distorted. I'm a little high right now, so I just fucking finished the boat.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just cosmetic, It's not like
it's not a big deal.
It's not like the motor or fucking a bearing or fucking the axle or drive shaft or some shit like that,
Yeah.
Transmission.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. Okay, so we're done talking about that. Let's talk about some more serious shit. I have a whole bunch of notes here. I know we're gonna get through all of them, but I did jot some notes down throughout the week because last week we didn't get to record an episode. Honorable mention to my good friend Tosh Latham, by the way, for filling in because Joey went MIA last week. That's why we didn't record last week. But it's okay because. Say it. What?
I said my apologies. The excuse is well, I had worked that day and I fucking passed out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny.
I remember I was like, podcast day, I ate dinner, and that's the last thing I fucking remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fucking wake up in the morning and I'm in the shower and I'm like, bitch, the podcast. And I'm like, oh, fuck, well, it's a little late now. I was just in the morning, I was getting ready for work.
No, like I
checked my phone. I saw that you called it, the message, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Now, anybody watching, listening, feel free to check it out. I am gonna do that though. That's why it ended up being a blessing in disguise because what I'm gonna do from here on out is that don't get me wrong, Sunday's our day. I want to do this every Sunday at 7 p.m. to the audience, and we're gonna try our best to keep this consistent. But this last Sunday because I was really adamant about keeping it consistent. I was scrambling. I hit up her, hit up Jeanette, hit up Kenny. I hit up pretty much everybody that we've had on the show so far, and said, "Hey, are you crazy busy? Are you crazy busy? I want to put something together because like Joey's MIA, and I don't want to go like another week without putting something on here." So what I'm gonna do from now on, instead of having like multiple channels, anything I record, whether it be Don't Be So Sensitive, Don't Feed the Queer, or Banana Stickers, it's gonna be on this channel. Now we don't have to do it live. Anybody watching, if you want to be a guest, we don't have to do it live. If you want to, like do it like like off record, that we can edit it out later. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But if you're down, I would prefer to do it this way because one, it's easier, and two, it's raw. You know what I'm saying? There's no like oh no, oh I should have said no, fuck that. Say it. What do you gotta say? What do you want to say? You know what I'm saying? We can all be adults about certain shit. Where the fuck. And if I get in trouble, I get in trouble. Fuck it. Just don't say anything. Because again, I'm not saying anything incriminating. If you do, that's on you. Give yourself an alias. Cover your ass. That's all I say. That's why I don't use anybody's real name when I talk about people.
Monerize or whatever that fuck is called.
Yeah, that's why like we use aliases when we talk about people that we're gonna say anything possibly negative about, just in case, just cover our ass. If the person listening, if they're not stupid, they know we're talking about you. But otherwise, hey, no big deal. You can't say anything about it. And also, for the record, it's not slander if it's true. That being said, though, let me say this really quick side note. This is funny. We'll talk about some real shit. I want to get this out, and then we'll talk about some of the shit I have on my list here. Joe Sixpack. It's funny because I remember. Side note to the side story. Back when I was working at a club at Montrose, the first gay club I ever worked at, actually the first bartending gig I ever had, as a matter of fact, back when I was 19. I remember I was working the beer wells, and it was the second week that I was there. The first week they had me as a bar back, and I sucked. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was completely lost. And luckily the club had just opened. So luckily enough, they set up the beer wells, and my boss, who was a personal friend of mine, he say, we're gonna put you over here because you suck as a bar back. And I was like, fuck you, man. I've never done that shit before. What the fuck I was doing? He's there, but you lucked out because fucking the one wants to open up beer wells. So you and Mato are gonna fucking do the beer wells.
It's happened. I've never told anybody, but it's happened to me before. I actually I thought it was a promotion, but I got promoted because I sucked.
That's what happened.
Yeah, I was the job that I did. So they gave me it was a promotion, but to get me the fuck out of there.
It was because what it was. It was a favor to me from Danny, my boss, Danimal Rangel. I don't mention him. If I ever run into him, I'll let him know about the show. But he was a former coworker, later on my boss at Club Montrose, and I guess because he felt bad, he didn't want to just let me go just like that. So he put me over there at the beer wells. And yeah, like you said, it was kind of a promotion. So I was making really good money just selling beers. It was easy. It was an easy fucking gig. And I got laid so much from that job. Oh my God, dude. Oh, I got so much pussy from that job. For anyone watching, especially if you're so young, you're still in your prime, hey, if you have any type of bartending skills, or if you just happen to be a good-looking guy with your shirt off, go apply at gay bars. Trust me, a lot of straight, hot young women go to gay bars with their gay friends. And guess what? You will get laid. You know why? Because their gay friends will pawn their hot friends on you so they can go off and get laid. Trust me. Thank me later. You're welcome. So anyway, there was a point when the second week that I was there, we were crazy packed. And right in front of us, I see this woman, like her fucking forehead is just like streaming blood. Okay, and I can still see it in my head. She's wearing glasses. She had like a nice dress on, and I just see her fucking face like covered in blood. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? So later that we got paid every Sunday. So the following day, I went to work to pick up my check, and asked my boss and asked Danny, hey, so what happened with that chick, dude? Like, she was all bleeding in the face. And she's like, oh, she got hit with a bottle by opening her mouth. That's what he said. He said she got hit with a bottle for opening her mouth. Now, I have never been able to use that phrase until now, because earlier this week, Joe Sixpack almost, what's the best way to put this? Had a very, very near death experience. There you go, near death experience for opening his mouth. That was a phrase I've not been able to use because that's what happened. Fuck around and find out it became a whole new meaning real fucking quick. Now, I don't know the details of the story. I wasn't there. All I know is what Ray told me, and Ray is not the best storyteller, but he always hits the main points. He hits the main points, which is good. The details are important. Obviously, that's why I can't run with the story, but I know the main points are there, and then I can piece together the rest because I know who I'm talking about. Joe Sixpack,
Yeah.
white people shit that we were talking about earlier. He feels that he can say whatever the fuck he wants. Now, I know that our show is called Don't Be So Sensitive, and we constantly bring up freedom of speech, and you should not be afraid to say this or say that. But we also remind people in context, setting,
Yeah.
where you at, who are you around. You see what I'm saying? Like, I will not say the derogatory word towards black people or the actual word that's used in substitute of the derogatory word towards black people in the wrong context. I will say it in passing, I'll say it in conversation, because for the record, I'm not racist. Now, if I ever say it in front of black people, I always make it apparent to let them know, hey, by the way, I'm not racist. And I don't introduce it like that. I mean, I make it a point to where they know that I'm not racist. So when it does come out, because it will.
It's okay to say I'm not racist.
See it?
I said it's okay. Not racist.
No, don't get me wrong. It's funny because like on more than one occasion, I have black friends and not so much anymore, but like back when I was younger, I had black friends, and there was one time in particular, there's one guy I wish I could remember his name, to give him credit, but I said it one time, I said one time like with nonchalant, I said, hey, why is it that, and I'm not gonna say the word, like have all these like really like elaborate just random names, and he goes, I don't know, man, black people are weird. And again, and I said it like that. He didn't flinch. He didn't look like, oh, you said our word. No, he was like, dude, it's you. I know you're not racist. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's all context, Now, Sixpack said some things. I don't know what exactly he said, but I've hung out with him and Ray enough to know that he's got a bit of a mouth on him. And when he gets drunk, that filter goes out the fucking window and he talks a lot of really mad shit. Ray is a mad shit talker, like a motherfucker. But Sixpack, a little bit worse. And he goes a little harder. Now, one night earlier this week, he was at a bar talking some shit. After he left, he had a little encounter. Now, according to him, it was like 5 guys. Now, I don't doubt it, because this is not somebody that just makes up a story. Oh man, it was like 5 guys, took them all on, because he got the shit beat out of him. Like they fucked him up, dude, bad, and they left him for dead. Like they left him for dead. The way they found him was that somebody was like throwing out the trash in the alley, and then they saw him there, and initially they ignored it. He's probably just passed out because he's drunk. Dude, he had to go to the, I'm assuming he went to the hospital, but I mean, my understanding is that like his face is all swollen up. He's got fucking like cracked ribs, possibly broken ribs. Like he's all jacked up, dude. Like Ray was telling me, yeah, like he's like he's just, he was describing, like Ray saw him. He's like, yeah, he's all fucked up. I was like, well, fuck around and find out. I mean, I talk a lot of shit, but I mean, time and a place, dude. You know what I mean? Like I don't fucking pick fights with people. I don't pick fights with strangers. Put it that way. If I'm around people that might fuck me up because they do.
Never know.
You never know. Like,
because like you said, 5 guys. It's like, yeah, you're whatever talking shit to this guy, but you don't know that he's there with his fucking all his fucking homies and shit. And it's like, but he just by himself right now. But yeah, you don't know that they're all there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Damn shit. I've seen it. Well, actually, it happened. I was part of the group, but I didn't initiate in the fight.
You sound. I can hear you, but you sound a little muffled.
So I backed up a little bit. There's a fucking phone now. I got something to hold.
Here's some better.
No, but like it's happened. Like I have so many fucking stories, so many crazy things. Like one time, fucking like somebody was talking shit to somebody, and well, little did they know that the guy, there was like 15 of us there.
Yeah.
And the guy thought he was cool with his 3 friends, talking shit to homie, and well, we weren't all together. One was here, one was there, one was there, one was there. But when we all saw what happening, we all came out and
Yeah.
was like, oh shit. And they beat the shit out of those guys.
Yeah.
I just was there for appearance. When all the fighting goes, I just kind of stay back. I'm not trying to get fucking.
I'm not gonna lie to you. No, it's funny. Like whenever a fight breaks up, I don't get involved. I don't get involved until somebody like is, okay. That's enough. That's too far. That's when I step in.
Yeah.
You know, I see. Like I mean, and I got in trouble a couple of times when I was working at Montrose. There'd be a fight breaking out. A fight would break out, and for the record, always with lesbians. For the record, I never saw a fight between 2 gay dudes. It was always between 2 gay women. Every single time I ever saw, and it was a lot. We had fights on a regular basis. It was always between 2 gay women. I swear to God, dude, they always got something to prove. It's funny as hell. But I would see them get into a fight, you know, and my boss would come around. Hey, why are you doing anything? What? Let them have it out. They'll be fine. Let them get it out. You know, I don't see. I mean, they're not they're armed. They don't have a knife on them or anything. They don't have any weapons. You know, they're just throwing fists, man. Let them get it out. They'll be fine in a minute. You know, I wouldn't step in.
Punch you.
Oh.
Let them throw a couple of punches.
Yeah, again, hey, let them get it out. And then, again, they want to act like guys. Chances are one of them is okay. Are we cool? All right, let me buy you a drink. And that's what guys do. Just saying, that's what guys do. They want to act like guys. Well, that's what you're supposed to do afterwards. By the way, you know, fight. Okay, cool. We're good. Cool. Let me get you a beer. You know, that's what guys do, man. We fight for a little bit. We get it. All right. I'm sorry. I fucked up. You know what? Let me buy you a beer. We cool? Yeah, man, we're cool, man. I had a rough week, man. Wife's pissing me off. Girlfriend's pissing me off.
I would do it again, but
You know, my kids are being shit, and I'm just having a rough day, man. I'm having a rough week. I'm sorry, man. You know, no hard feelings. Hey, we're cool, right? Yeah, we're cool, man. It's all good. You know, yeah, that's what guys do. But women hold grudges. Wait, that's I'm not getting into that right now.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna call you a bitch again, but
probably. But real quick, but that's a good thought though. Off the top of my list, though, there's one thing I actually had on here. It's funny. The top of my list is moral code. And I'm thinking about this right now only because it's a good topic we can bring up. Only because I was thinking about like said right now with the shit with the accident, and then you know like saying things from stupid people. Like, let me ask you this question, okay? Like when you hear the phrase moral code, what do you think of? And that's not a loaded question. I'm just curious. Like, what do you like? That's not a loaded question. What do you think of?
Moral code.
Yeah, moral code.
I think we haven't. No, we haven't. Whatever. But I have said something like I was gonna say. I remember saying before. But it's a moral code is like your ethics. You know.
Yeah.
Your rules of conduct and the way you present yourself. I can't remember whatever, but I said this already before, but I can't remember about what though. But yeah, it's just the fuck me, dude. So yeah, the way you live your life, you know, your fucking your rules and shit, the rules of the road.
Because like the reason I bring it up is because it's been coming up a lot lately. Because like I said, you know, because of my job, like I don't deal with a lot of people directly in like large time frames. Like, you know, back when I was serving, bartending, or every other job I had, I worked with people directly on a regular basis. And now my social interaction is very like brief. And it's interesting, you know, is because of that. Like back in the day, I remember I took a government class, and our professor she said, what is the difference between morals and beliefs? And this is not verbatim, but basically what she
That's what we were talking about.
yeah, we brought it before, but like basically what she stated was that like
now I remember you had brought up that the morals and beliefs and stuff. And
Yeah.
you asked me whatever the difference between a belief and a moral or some shit like that.
Yeah, like the way she explained it was that, like, you know, your beliefs are something that you were taught, that you were told that this is a certain way, and you believe that until you are told otherwise or proven otherwise, that that's not completely right, or maybe it's completely wrong. But your morals are how you're raised, and one example is manners. Like okay, like I know you, for example, we brought this up before, way back when ago. I know we brought it up, like just general common courtesy, like holding the door for somebody, or please, thank you, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, just good manners in general. And
Yeah.
it's funny because I was thinking about the other day, like not not everybody, I'm not stereotyping, but like a lot of these kids and this new generation, like they have no manners at all. And it
The other day, the motherfucker tell me, "Excuse you."
oh,
I was like,
you,
huh?
you said I'm off the meeting. Say again.
I had a motherfucker tell me, "Excuse you."
It's right. You told me the other day. Wait, what happened with that? Tell me that again. Well, tell to the audience, because I don't think we recorded that part.
Oh, because I was being, I think I was already drunk, and that's why I waited till we weren't recording, because I was
Yeah.
very loose with my tongue, because I do use a lot of derogatory words. But yes, I was at Walmart. And I was well, I don't shop. I just go and buy shit.
Yeah, same here.
I don't like to freaking walk around the stores. Like that's why I say I don't shop. I fucking what I'm getting. I know where I'm going, or if it's a different, more or less where I'm going, and I go get what I'm gonna get, and I get the fuck out of there. I don't like to walk around. I don't like to browse and shit. So fucking I have my whatever. So I'm going exactly where I'm going, and there's somebody fucking walking, and I see them. I'm fucking paying attention to everything, everybody, and shit. I'm really aware of my surroundings, and yeah. Well, I see the person coming, and I see that they're not fucking paying attention to. They don't see me. So I kind of stopped, and I was like, excuse me. They're like, excuse you. And I was like, they looked at me with those fucking, like, those, like, fuck them eyes, like, you stupid bitch. Like, oh, man, like, yeah, those lazy eyes looking ass motherfucker, fuck shit. Not lazy eyes, but like, like a stoner kind of, like, droopy eye. But, like, I don't know. I know the look. I just can't describe it. But, yeah, looked at me all fucked up and excuse you and fucking kept going. And I was like, the fuck? And it took me a minute. So I was like, did they just fucking say that? And yeah, I was flabbergasted, I guess you could say the word. I didn't know what to do. I didn't. I was like, but then I was so angry, like I couldn't say nothing.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I was angry, confused, and like I don't know. It was just so many different emotions going through my fucking head.
Oh shit.
I just couldn't believe that a fucking asshole would like excuse you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And I wasn't even there. They were away. You know what I'm saying? I had the right of way and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was like, motherfucker. But I mean, I wouldn't put it past the person, whatever, and that's why I say, like, I'm not whatever, but it's like stereotyping, shit like that.
I'll tell you what.
It was,
Oh no, sorry, let me cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it was well, one of those females we were just talking about. The only ones that get into fights.
Yeah. Well, check it out. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. We're getting close to the third hour. Let's change gears just a little bit, but not entirely. I want to keep talking about this because I think we can actually have a good discussion about this, because that is something that's a really, I don't want to say a problem, but it's a concern. It's definitely a concern. Here in our country, is like people having just shitty manners. Because here's the thing, like when way I was raised, and for the record, like okay, like my childhood was not great. I realized recently, or I've been like slowly accepting my childhood was not as great as I tell myself that it was. Which is really sad. It's really sad, dude. I've been looking back. I've been having all these like flashbacks, all these different instances when when I got like bullied by like my own dad sometimes, and I'm just like, huh, I didn't see it that way back then. But now that I look back, yeah, he was fat shaming me. That's it's pretty fucked up.
You took the fucking rose glasses off, right?
It's funny. Yes, it's funny. It's funny because like it's funny because okay, like here's the funny thing. Okay, and I know I'm saying it while I'm laughing. There's one because okay, like I'm a grown man, and I've accepted the fact that the majority of my problems and my issues are based on the fact that the way my childhood was, and I'm not blaming it entirely on my parents. I'm just saying how my childhood was. That's it. They weren't always fucking there. They weren't there with me 24/7. A lot of shit is just shit happens like most of us. Everything that happens in our lives is what molds us as we are as adults. And it's just funny to me is that I look back at so many different situations where I'm thinking to myself, that wasn't cool. And now a regular Joe Schmo would be like, well, you're a grown ass man. Why don't you just get over it? No, I got over it. But here's the problem. I had eating disorders growing up, motherfucker. I have fucking body dysmorphia because of that shit, dude. Like, that fucked me up. I was a child, man. I was a fucking kid, dude. Tell me that shit today. It rolls right off my back. No big deal. I was a fucking kid, man. Like you telling a child, hey, by the way, you look like Jabba the Hutt. Huh? The fuck?
Oh yeah.
True story, by the way.
My grandma used to tell me. She used to say that I run like I'm pulling a trailer. Because I played soccer and shit like that, and
you sound a little muffled.
Yeah, every time she'd be like, "Faster, you running like you got a trailer." Or like after the game, you running around like you're pulling a trailer.
Okay, I heard you, but say it again. You sound a little muffled, but I heard you though. Say it again.
No, she said that I would like either during the game or after the game, she would always tell me that I would run around. That when I ran, I looked like I was pulling a trailer.
Yeah.
That I was low. I always looked like I was pulling something or like I was kind of whatever and shit. Like, goddamn.
That's the thing. And the sad part about it is that my dad wasn't the first. Like my dad wasn't the first. Like I mean, like my uncle's one of my uncle's wives. Well, one of my uncle's wives. Sorry, that sounds really weird. One of my uncles, his wife. There you go. I don't want to say like my uncle was not multiply married. He's still married to the same person. No, one of my uncles, his wife, made a couple of jokes about me when I was really young. I think I was like 5, and I was a chubby kid growing up. And it wasn't like horrible comedy. It wasn't like it didn't like fuck me up, but obviously it had an effect on me because I remember it. You see what I'm saying? So like deep down, I knew that she was making fun of me, and later on when it happened again, again I said like it just builds up. And this is why I wanted to like segue into this. It's like
you get picked on by especially when you get picked on by an adult as a kid.
Yes, no, that's what I say. Yeah, that's why I said this would be a good segue because we'll because we're getting into the last hour. We'll go and shift gears and focus on mental health awareness because that's another thing that Joy and I like to bring up in every show. Try to keep it, personal, a little bit personal, a little bit topical. And now we're going to go into the other subject we like to bring up is mental health awareness, reminding people, number one, checking your friends, by the way, checking each other, I mean, when you see somebody, post a random post, saying, oh, I'm feeling kind of down right now, don't ignore it. Now, I know that most of our demographic is males in our age range. I understand that. But I do know that a handful of women do listen to our show. Ladies, I apologize to you for what I'm about to say, but if you are somebody that wants to or is thinking about or has already posted a video trying to be an advocate for men's mental health awareness, stop it. Just stop right now. We are not asking for your help in that sense, in that regard. We don't need it, and we don't appreciate it because it actually makes us look weak. And actually, it's very annoying because your video is going to get a lot more attention than somebody else who's actually genuinely needing help and trying to get help. So don't do that because it actually fucks us up a lot worse. It fucks me up personally. I'm not gonna lie, and I know I'm not the only one. But for the record, I do not ignore your posts when you post them. You know, a good friend of mine, Dr. Hadi, every once in a while she has her days and she'll post up something on her Facebook or the fuck. But here's one thing that is a little annoying, and I don't mind saying it that way because, like I said, I use an alias, and if she knows I'm talking about her, I already told her alias. Her alias is Dr. Hadi. So if she happens to check this out, she knows I'm talking about her. But I'm not putting her in that category. However, she does do this. Is that sometimes she'll post things up on her Facebook or other social media accounts, that she's having a rough time, having a rough day, where the fuck. And I don't comment. I react or I reach out directly. Like I text you directly, hey, you know, right? What's going on? You need some talk to, some company. What's up? I got free time. And everybody knows that. Everybody knows I have free time. That's why I have this gig. The reason I'm doing DoorDash is so I can get back into psychology and help people out. I have 1,000% free time. I can stop working at any point and go check on you. Simple as that. You say, hey, Max, are you busy? I'm in the middle of a run right now, but I'll be free in about 5 minutes. What's going on? Can you come by real quick? I see someone to talk to. What's that?
I said this morning.
Yeah. And that's what it is.
This morning, I tried to call you, and then I messaged you. Call me when you can.
Yeah, no, like this morning. This morning, I for the record, I would have answered your call when you called me, but when you called me, I was literally pushing my car off the road.
I don't get on whatever shit. I'm like, they're busy.
No, but I mean, that's why. But I mean, that's why I tell people. Like,
yeah,
like I tell people all the time, like this is okay. I'll get. Okay, I was about to side it again, but no, let me finish what I was saying. But like the point I'm trying to make though is that like when it comes to moments when we have our ups and downs, males, people born with a penis, doesn't matter if you're gay or straight, for the record, even if you are gay as can be, no offense to anybody that takes it the wrong way, like you're still raised with the notion that you don't talk about your shit. I am a lesbian in a man's body. Okay, I'm very interested in my feminist side. I am a feminist. I love women, not men, but I'm still a man. So do I cry? Absolutely, all the fucking time. In front of people? Never. You know why? Because I'm a man. I'm not a fucking pussy. And that's what I'm saying. Moments like that. You see what I'm saying? But that's the problem with guys. We were raised with that mentality. We don't talk about our shit. I don't talk about my shit. I encourage everybody to do it. Do I do it? Fuck no. I don't talk about shit. But it's not because I don't want to. I really want to. I would love to find any one person that I could talk to about literally anything that's going on in my head. But Joey is the closest thing. And Joey, I appreciate you for that. But even then, like Joey and I, we talk in passing, we talk on the show, we talk about things that are going on that are upsetting us. But even off the mic, I don't tell Joey everything. I can't. And it's not because I don't trust you. It has nothing to do with that. I trust you 1,000%. It's not that. It's just like these are things. It's like this is like deep embedded shit that I've never talked about, and it's like I don't know, man. It's just like I just don't. I don't. And again, there's nothing to do with you. It's just like it's just shit that I just want to forget about. I don't want to talk about it. I want to pretend it never happened, kind of shit. But the sad part about it though is that like I know women have those same issues, but here's the thing. Is that guys, unfortunately, we have small issues that we could talk about that are not that big a deal, that nobody would judge us for, but we still don't do it. You know why? Because that same mentality sits in our head. Bill Burr brought it up best, and I love the way he said it. He's like, every moment, when you're having you have a thought in your head where you see a cute puppy or a baby. You're like, oh, that's cute. And in the back of your mind, you have the little voice in your head goes, what are you, a fag? And it's like, oh, fuck this. And you shut it down. You shut it down. Every single moment, and it goes for everybody, gay or straight. I know it happens for all of us. Some of us get over it. Most of us don't. There are so many moments when we have those instances when we feel, and vulnerable is not the right word, but it's the first word that comes to mind because that's what we feel like. We feel like we're being vulnerable, but it's not that. It's not vulnerability. Humanity. Ah, there you go. Fuck off. Oh, hold on. You? Hello? Are you? Oh shit.
That's funny.
Oh, you cut off. Okay. Okay. What was the last thing you heard? I didn't realize you cut off.
Yeah, no. My phone hung up by itself. That was weird.
No, it's funny. No, I was talking, and then a call came through, and right away I was like, "Oh, fuck you!" And I was right about to hang up the phone. And I was like, wait, that was whose number? Let me answer it.
Oh, so you hung up. Okay.
No. You did. No, you did. No. I was talking. I was talking, and I looked up. My phone just started ringing, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I realized, "Oh shit, I'm not on the phone with you anymore."
Well, you didn't notice I hung up?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was saying something, and then it got quiet, and it happened at just the right moment. And but yeah, no, I was whatever. Like, yeah, you put you a bag, and you just put that in a bottle, and you just tighten it and close it until one day you fucking, what is it? It gets full, and you fucking die.
No, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't know, but maybe it's a good way to close out that story. But that is what happens, though. That is what happens. I mean, like ultimately, like true, because like again, ladies, I apologize. Like I'm not trying to condescend, but the reality is, though, you do have an easier time, putting yourself out there and saying that you need help or just ask for help, and you'll get it. And the sad part about it is that like most women are and again, I'm not saying that you're encouraged to, but you're not encouraged not to talk about your shit. Guys are. We're literally told you don't talk about your emotions. You don't talk about your feelings. You don't cry. You don't show emotion. You take it. My grandfather's funeral, I didn't shed a fucking tear. I was fucking dying inside, dude. Like thinking about it right now. I think about my tears, like I can feel my eyes like welling up. And here's the funny thing about it, though, is there's a reason why I did that. Is because here's the thing. For the record, I do not see showing emotion as a sign of weakness. I never do. Okay, I learned a long time ago that it's not. You need to express your emotions, especially as a man. You got to, because most of us hold our shit in, and it creates problems. Depression, suicidal tendencies. Sorry.
It's gonna, yeah. What happens is it builds up, and
Yeah.
then it ends up coming out at the wrong moment.
The word that I love to use
in the wrong way.
The word that I love to use in terms of that is fester. Fester means a la Adam's family. Fester means to rot. When you have in your soul, in your heart, is this terrible feeling that you want to get out. You're holding it in there because you're afraid or you're ashamed or you don't know how people are going to react, and you hold it in. That hole festers and it rots and it gets worse and worse and worse. And like Joey said, eventually it comes out at the worst possible time. And when it happens that way, there's no going back. You're burning bridges, you're fucking blowing shit up, you're fucking severing ties. People are looking at you differently. And it's all because you were too afraid to talk about your shit when you really needed to. And for guys, it can get really bad. For guys, it creates depression, addiction, drug addiction, alcoholism, suicide. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I mean, the stats don't lie. Women attempt suicide more often than men, but men succeed. You want to know why? Because women attempt, not actually trying and wanting to kill themselves, to see if they can get the attention that they really want, and they get it. But when a guy does the exact same thing, what are you, a fag? And then when it comes up later on, they look around and say, you know what? No one's looking. Boom. Tighten the noose harder this time. And that's how it goes. And then, oh God, the aftermath. The aftermath is the worst insult to this poor bastard. After he just took his own life, then he has these assholes out there that claim to be his friends, whom were not there for him in the beginning. Obviously not, because they would have seen the fucking signs. Oh my God, he always seems so happy. I never saw this coming. Fuck you. You should be in jail, you piece of shit. You should be in jail for a second-degree murder because you didn't fucking commit the murder. But guess what? You could have prevented it. You could have done something. You could have said something. Could have reached out. Hey, bro, you all right? What's going on? And that's what pisses me off. Is that on a regular basis, I see my friends post up shit on social media that they're upset about something, and I don't get upset that they post shit. I get upset when I reach out to them and they ignore me. As a psychologist, it's one thing, but as a friend, it's worse. I'm not reaching out to you because this is my thing. I'm reaching out to you because I give a shit. I ignore I ignore posts like that all the fucking time. I know my friends. I know when they're having a fucking pity party. But there's some of my friends that I know they're not. And I reach out to them, hey, you okay? What's going on? I saw your post, man. Like, what's up? You want to talk about it? No, I'm fine. All right, cool. And I leave it at that. I don't pry. I leave it at that. But then later I see more shit. I'm like, bitch. And I say bitch. I'm not talking about females exclusively. And my guy friends do it too. But like I'm saying is like, hey, I asked if you were okay, and you said no. I said you were fine. But clearly you're not. Okay, so you want attention from somebody specifically. Why don't you contact that person directly? And if they don't respond, stop being a bitch and realize they don't care about you and let it go. Yeah. Sorry to say it, folks. And again, this message is not meant to anybody. I've seen those messages by men and women alike. I see fucking posts, I'm having a bad day, I'm feeling down. I post it myself. I always get ignored because I'm a guy, but I do it. And then I stop doing it because I realize, hey, I'm a guy, nobody cares. But sometimes I would respond to those posts and get nothing. And I'm like, well, clearly you don't want help or attention from anybody. You were looking for somebody specifically to see if they cared enough to check on you. And obviously they don't, because that was not the first post you did this week. So maybe you should just let that shit go and look around and see the friends and family members that actually care about you, that actually are asking, hey, by the way, are you okay? You want to go have a drink? You want to go have some lunch? Talk about it? What's going on? That's when I get pissed off. That's when I get mad. I get pissed because it's like, dude, like, fuck you. Oh my God, this. Bitch, I reached out to you a couple days ago and asked if you were doing okay. You said you were fine. And now you're like, no, fuck you. But this is what I sacrificed my own mental health for years for this shit. I went insane. I had to fucking go and retire. I quit. I quit doing it. I couldn't do it anymore because my friends are fucking fucktarded. But I came out of retirement. I sucked it up. I said, you know what, dude? Like, you're single. You're not dating anybody. You know where you're going to. Your daughter hates you. All you do is work. You have all this free time. You have a background in psychology. You've helped people in the past. You've literally saved people's lives. And I say that only because other people have claimed it for me. Other people have said, dude, you saved lives. Yeah, I have. I don't boast that. I agree with it because I know I have. Joey has too. You know why? We give a shit. And that's what bothers me the most is, when somebody actually gives a shit, you don't need to do anything for them in return. All you have to do is just say thank you, man. Just appreciate it and acknowledge it. Let that person know. Don't ignore them when they reach out to you, because that is the worst thing ever. Knowing, hey, man, I was there for you at this point. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. And then later on, oh, man, dude, like, do you not trust me now? I mean, did I say something wrong? That's what I get upset. It's like, dude, because that's what I get pissed. Like, what the fuck? That's what I do, man. Complete confidentiality. I'm not going to say a fucking word to anybody. I just want to make sure you're okay. That's it. But despite popular belief, ladies and gentlemen, there are still a lot of really good people in this world. And I mean, this country, this world. There are a lot of really good people out there. And I'm not saying to trust everybody you see. I say trust nobody until they earn that trust. But you can't. Matter of fact, in the words of Joe Pesci from my favorite movie of all time, With Honors, when he says, when it comes to relationships, everybody's a used car salesman. You gotta trust people, but just don't always believe in the warranty. Not everybody. This is my words. Not everybody you meet is legit, but give them a chance. Don't give them too much slack. Let them prove themselves. And if they do prove themselves worthy of your trust, give it to them. But if they fuck up, that's it. Everybody gets one. If you can give them a warning, hey, okay, fine, you fucked up this time, I'll let it slide. It wasn't that big a deal. But after that, no, don't do it again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If we all had that mentality, more people would wise up and stop being fucking dicks. I always say, you cross the threshold. Sorry, if somebody crosses the threshold, gets away with it, guess what? They're going to do it again, and they're going to go further. I've done it for years. I loved moving in for a kiss when I'm on a date or at a bar with somebody, and I would just do it. No warning. I wouldn't like lean in for it like in a movie situation. No, I was like, I'll see them and boom, just drop it on her. Next thing you know, we're fucking making out like a quick kiss, not like hardcore, but the reaction I would get because of the spontaneity of it, it was like that was hot, and that was usually the response I would get. And I knew for a fact I could go there, I could get there again, and I can go further. And I did. Cross the threshold.
That's the baby. And we're like, all right, I got that far.
I got that far.
All right, let me try this.
She didn't.
Let me try this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She didn't reject me. Guess what? I can go further. That's what it is.
Mhm.
And the same thing is for situations like that. When somebody fucks you over and they get away with it, they're gonna do it again. Guaranteed. They're gonna take it a step further the next time. You know why? Because you let them get away with it. You are at fault in that situation. You allowed this to happen. I know as annoying as that sounds, 99% of the things that are going on in your life are your faults. Like, okay, like I explained earlier about that accident I was in just last week. And in the overall, I'm not saying that anybody was at fault. All I'm saying is that there are things that I could have done, and even up to the very last second, that could have prevented that accident from happening. But because I went off trail, I did something that I normally would not do. That's what caused that accident. I could have avoided it altogether. But you know what? I went against my instincts. So there you go. Again, 99% of your problems are your faults. Sorry, folks. It sucks to hear it, but it's truth. How did you get here? What did you do to get here? What are you doing to get out of this situation? How could you have prevented the situation? It all revolves around you. You are the hero in your own story. And you are the one writing this fucking story. You know what I'm saying? You decide how it's going to end. You decide what happens next. You decide what, everything. And a lot of people want to blame everybody for all of their shit. It's like, bitch, like, dude, no. Because guess what? Whoever it is you blame for your fuck ups or your problems, they got their own shit going on. Or you think they're thinking about you right now? No. They're thinking about some other asshole is doing the exact same shit to them. Blaming them for their shit. Just like you. That's why both of you are fucktards. Stop focusing on yourselves and focus on everything else. You have more important shit to worry about. That's the biggest problem we have in America is we focus on the little shit. We don't focus on the big shit. The shit that affects everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, and we do have to start winding down, but like right now in America, we have so much crap going on. But the biggest issue, the number one issue, in my opinion, is we don't stand together. It's a separation. The number one problem in this country is that we do not we fight with each other for everything, every fucking thing. And I do blame the government on that one because that's not our fault. Because on a regular basis, we do find a lot more common ground than we do, different. And our government is the one that pins us together and makes us fight with each other over petty shit. They create problems. They create problems, and they blame it on other people that had nothing to do with it, so that we can look at them as pieces of shit. Like we have all these Republicans hating illegal immigrants. But yet, for years, they have fucking been cooking your fucking food and serving it up in the. See it?
They've been the backbone of our country.
Mm-hmm. Back when I was a kid, all the way up into my 20s, even my 30s, easily every single kitchen you would go into, and it didn't matter if it was a Mexican restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, an Indian restaurant. You know who was the people cooking your food? Mexicans. Illegal immigrants that would come over here just to work, and they would come over. They would leave their house at 5 o'clock in the morning every fucking day to cross the border, punch in at 6 o'clock in the morning, work till fucking noon at a fucking minimum wage job, and then drive all the way back home, just provide for their families. And you hate this person now, even though they made you the best fucking orange chicken at fucking House of China you ever had. That's right, House of China. There are no fucking Chinese motherfuckers in the goddamn kitchen. They're all fucking Mexicans, you dumbass. Find me. The only Chinese people, and I mentioned this before, way back when ago, I mentioned this before, we're at Coast. The only time I ever saw a Chinese person in a kitchen that was in the kitchen of a Chinese restaurant were the fucking owners. Yeah. It's a fact. Not once.
Yep, or
I have never seen a Chinese person in the Chinese kitchen. Only Mexicans. The only people that saw Chinese were the fucking owners or the managers.
Mm-hmm. Or depending on the whatever, there's that one old man, and it's the old Chinese man, and you don't fuck with him,
Yeah.
and you fuck with his shit, and he does what he does.
There was one. There was
like,
one.
I guess you could say like the lead chef.
There was, dude. It's funny you bring it up. I forgot about that. There was one. I was working at Coast. Anybody from the Valley? The owner's name was Amy. I'm pretty sure it was Amy. She was killed. It was horrible. Apparently, I don't know the full story, but my understanding is that she was having an affair, and her.
I think we talked about it like way back in.
Yeah, it was like right after the move to the Valley. It was like the following year that I was working there for a little while. I think the following year that I stopped working there. Apparently, this is my understanding of the story. I apologize if I'm not accurate, but my understanding is that she was having an affair or was having an affair, and her lover came to the restaurant and shot and killed her and her husband, and
then himself.
and he shot himself. He didn't die right away. I don't know the backstory. I don't know if he survived or not.
Like triangle murder suicide.
Yeah, it was what it was. I don't remember. I don't remember if he died or not. I know he attempted to kill himself, but he ended up surviving and he got to the hospital. I don't remember what happened after that. But when I worked there, it was funny because again, she was the only Asian person I ever saw there, and on occasion her husband. And there was one other dude that would show up, like you said, one other Asian guy, but he would always show up at night. It'd be like at 10 o'clock at night when the restaurant was already shutting down, and he was the dishwasher. And like you said, he was that one Asian dude nobody fucked with, nobody messed with. He would show.
Not even the manager and shit like that. The manager just go in and do what the fuck he's got to do, and just
And it was funny, yeah. He would show up like 10 o'clock at night, and he would just wash dishes, and that was it. And he never said a word to anybody. Like he always had the demeanor like, no, just don't fuck with him. Just leave him alone. Just leave that guy alone. I don't know what he's. I don't know who he is, how he's related to the owners, but just leave him alone. Don't fuck with that guy.
Because I worked at China Rose, we had the old guy, and he would do like he would pretty much work the fryer and some other shit, but that was what he would do. Like nobody kiss shit, nobody fuck with whatever. Like if you need something, you ask him, he can give it to you and shit.
Yeah.
But then at that, he doesn't talk. Everything that whatever he yells.
Yes. Yep.
And he's like, oh shit. And they're yelling at each other for the thing, and then somebody will either tell you what he said, or sometimes he'll come and he'll try to talk to you. But really, he didn't talk to nobody, and you don't fuck with him.
Yeah.
It was good.
Okay, go ahead.
Everybody was when I worked at China Rose. It was, of course, the owners were Asian, and then the old man, I think he was an uncle or a relative or some shit, and everybody else was teenage Mexicans.
Nice.
Everybody was between what was it, like 17 and 20, 21, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all kind of kids. We were all kids and shit.
Yeah.
And we would get in trouble a lot because, well, of course, we would do stupid shit. They had a wall. We would climb the wall in the back. One time, homeboy I don't know if he fractured or if he just sprained it, but he climbed up the wall and he got too high and he jumped, and when he landed, he fucked his foot up.
Shit.
And but the funny thing is, I don't know what happened, but him and the manager got into like a little thing. Well, his dad showed up.
Oh shit.
To talk to the manager. It was fucking hilarious. Like we were like, your dad came here?
Yeah. That's embarrassing.
Called your daddy to come to talk for you?
That's embarrassing.
Oh man, it was, we gave her shit because she was like one of those fucking, he was like a gangster kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Real quick, as we get ready to close out this last part of the session, this episode is not sponsored by Bush Ice yet. Bush Ice Anheuser-Busch, by the way. This is actually my go-to beer before I go to bed. After I had a long, hard day of driving around, dropping off deliveries, I like to fucking wind down with nice, tall can of Bush Ice. You know why? Because guess what? Honestly, it gives me a good buzz, stronger alcohol content. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't want to day drink this shit. That'll fuck you up. But, drink responsibly. Guess what? You're gonna have a good night's sleep. That's all I want to say about that. But back to what I was saying about what the again cheap plug. Like the whole like immigrants bullshit. It's like, I remember there's an old joke that I heard back when I was a kid, and I'm gonna recite it to you. I might have told you before. You've probably heard it, but either way, let me just humor me. Let me say it. There's this joke that I heard a while back. Way back when I was a kid. This white guy, he goes to Mexico, right? And he's on vacation, and he goes up there, and he's got money, and he doesn't speak any Spanish, and he gets out of his cab, and he says, "Hey," and he says, "I'll give $100 to anybody here. They can give me a tour of the city. Anybody." And everybody's like, everybody like all the people look at him going, I don't want to fuck this piece of shit right now. So one guy's like, you know what, dude, I need the money. I can put up with this gringo's bullshit for a little while. Fuck it, I don't give a shit. So he's my so he goes, yes, you know, I can give you a tour of the city. Okay, cool. So they walk around, right, and they're walking for a little bit, and they see this old bridge, and the guy's like, hey, what's the story behind this bridge? And he goes, oh, senor, this bridge is over 200 years old. It was built by such and such people, blah blah. And he goes this whole little backstory, right? And he goes, man, that's an historical, of an art, that look at all that bridge is all falling apart, man. As I can get you an American construction crew can build your bridge way better than that in a couple of weeks, no big deal, man. And with way more efficient. Oh my god, that's what you admire. Come on now. And the guy's like, whatever, just put up with it. So keep walking. And he goes, hey, what's the story behind this church? He says, oh, senor, this is one of the oldest cathedrals in Mexico. Is this cathedral? He goes back, like how many hundreds of years, gives the whole backstory. And then again, the guy's like, oh man, you know what, in the States, we could build you a way better church, way more efficient, with so much more beautiful, blah, blah, this whole little story. The guy's like, oh, Jesus Christ, this guy's never getting satisfied. So they walk a little further. So then they go like deeper in like the city, right? The richer part of town. And all of a sudden they see this huge skyscraper. And the guy's like, oh my God, this building, it's huge. Like, okay, wait, what's the backstory behind this motherfucker? And the Mexican goes, no, senor, it wasn't here yesterday.
I don't know, was it here yesterday? Yeah, I've heard version of that joke, yeah.
And it's funny, it's it's a joke, but it's like watching the crew at Ray's fucking place build literally the entire suburb, watching how efficiently and fast they work day to day. And it's funny, is it like, again, I mean, it's funny every single time I see a house being built or a business, or anything for that matter. Granted, I live in the valley, but I mean, even in San Antonio, I mean, the only white person I see, if there is one, it's the fucking foreman.
Yeah.
The Mexicans doing all the fucking work.
Or a skinny fucking white dude missing a couple of teeth and shit.
It's true. The only people you see doing construction nowadays are fucking wetback Mexicans and meth heads. Sorry, folks, but let's be honest. Okay, come on. You can shake your head all you want, but it's true. It's fucking true.
I was trying to avoid.
Oh, no, I said it. I don't give a fuck. No, you know why? Because again, I said it because I can relate. Because a while back, and matter of fact, I'm gonna mention his name, Sam Weber. I'm gonna let him know that to his wife that I mentioned him in the show, that he can listen to it. He'll have to wait for it. It comes at the end. But either way, Sam Weber, way back when I was living in San Antonio. I'm not gonna go into our backstory because it's a long, drawn out story. But he got me on a job, a roofing job in fucking okay, what was the city that happened that the flood happened? The camp, huh?
Katrina.
See it?
Which What do you mean? What?
Kerrville. Sorry, Kerrville. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name because it was in that area. Yeah, no. Kerrville was the city that we're supposed to be doing a roofing job, and it wasn't in Kerrville. It was actually like outside of Kerrville. It was like a long ass drive. We had to go out the road, and me and Sam were the only two Mexicans on that job. All the other dudes on the job, all white motherfuckers. Now, here's the funny thing about it: is that like by that point, full disclosure, I had already done meth. So again, hey, see, I'm not judging. But when I was there, one of the guys, and again, stereotype it all you want. These are like some skinny white boys, you know, and one of them, I didn't remember what we were talking about, but at one point he literally said, "Man, I'm a meth head. I don't give a fuck." And I was like, "Whoa." I guess it's not stereotyping if it's true. Like, he just openly admitted he's a fucking meth head. So again, folks, talk all the shit you want, but you know what, dude? You're gonna be really upset when you have to pay all that fucking labor. You know what, dude? Let the fucking Mexicans and the meth heads do their fucking job and shut the fuck up. Okay? It's not affecting you. Leave it the fuck alone. When it affects you directly, that's when you can say something. That's when you should say something. But until then, shut the fuck up and let the motherfuckers do their fucking job, please.
Let them go to your house. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes. Like again, and we'll start winding down.
Your pool, whatever it is, let them finish.
I will say this, and we'll start winding down. There's this house not far from where I live. I drive down this street on the way back to the house on a regular basis, and there was an empty lot for a while in between these two houses, and I've literally seen them constructing this house like day by day, and like, I mean, just day by day, they've done so much progress. I'm not gonna lie. I want to say it's been like less than a month that the exterior of this house is almost complete. And again, like less than a month. I mean, from day one to day two, they had all of the frame, all the fucking the fucking 2x4s all set up, boom, in a day. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. Next day, they're doing the foundation. I mean, everything. Sorry, foundation first, then the frame, and then next thing you know, they have the fucking walls, they have the fucking the sheetrock. And I was like, dude, they are knocking this shit out, man. Like they're not fucking around. Like the efficiency and the quickness of it, it's amazing. And people want to complain because they're here legally, and it's like, you're saving money on labor, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. Like that's the saddest part. When I took government the first time I took government. Bear in mind, I was in class with a bunch of kids. I think I was like 27, 28 when I went back to school. So I was in class with a bunch of kids. So I'm aware that my professor is used to teaching to kids, but they came up one time when he brought up that about illegal immigrants, and he says, they come over here like to take our jobs. What the fuck? Now I'm smart enough to know that he did not mean it that way to incite an argument. He wanted to see the response he would get from the class, and something that I was very good about in college is that I always spoke up. I never kept my mouth shut. Everybody else did. Fuck that. And for the record, any young people out there, I don't know how many classes actually happen in person. I think nowadays everything's all fucking online, which is all bullshit. I don't think you learn a goddamn thing about a computer. You gotta have fucking class interaction, man. That's how you fucking learn. You interact with your classmates, but whatever. Story for another time. But professors loved, interacting. They loved participation. Better word. Participation. I would always participate in the discussions, and I brought up openly. I said, here's the thing though, is it like the people that you're talking about, these illegal immigrants, are not these young people doing these awesome jobs that are high paying. Most of the time, they're fucking 40-year-old men, working in kitchens as dishwashers and cooks, just trying to provide for their families. So I don't see how that's a threat to anybody here in America that sees them that way. I mean, all they're trying to do is just fucking take care of their fucking families. Like, what's the problem? I mean, they're doing the jobs that you don't want to fucking do. You go to these restaurants, go to the fucking kitchen, and tell me you would do that kind of work for minimum wage.
Come on, really? You're lying if you say you would. But but you bitch when they're taking our jobs. Then you go fucking do it, bitch. You go do it.
Well, there's a comedian. I want to say Felipe Esparza. He makes a joke about that, where he's like, "Yeah, these people are saying that they're stealing American jobs and this and that." He goes, "No, they're stealing teenage American jobs."
Mm-hmm.
It's like delivering pizza and shit or whatever. He's like, "It's my uncle." They're stealing teenage American jobs, not fucking the whatever. Because like you said, they're not getting these badass whatever jobs.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever. No, they're doing these fucking fast food, fucking restaurant, fucking whatever they can fucking do. I mean, shit that whatever and shit.
It was crazy. Is it
I
like
mean, I remember young. There was a lot of the people that I met from Mexico that were here working, like as custodians.
Yep.
Custodian. I was gonna say janitor. Fucking dumbass.
hey, you can say janitor. I don't mind.
Like
I say both.
maintenance and shit. Fucking, stuff like that. Labor work and
Yeah.
But in Mexico, they were like fucking. There was one guy that he was a science teacher. There was another
man.
one that he was
Oh my god, no! Dude. Dude.
Fucking police.
Oh god, I wish I could remember. I wish I could remember what comedian it was. I wish I could give him credit because I can't remember who it was. But there was I can't remember the joke entirely, but I remember the gist of it because I can relate because I can relate directly. But I'll get into that in a second. There was a joke by a comedian. He said something along those lines, saying how you always see that one guy, he's doing that shit job, and he has that look on his eyes, his face, and like in his head, he's thinking, in my country, I was Attorney General. It's like this guy was important back home. Now he's here fucking scrubbing pots and pans and shit. Dude, and it was fucked up. It's fucked up. Is it, dude? Okay, and then this is really good. I'm glad we're on the last hour. We can start winding down. Oh, because I can relate. Like, okay, I'm 42. I'm 42 years old, and I've been working for about almost 30 years. My first job, I was 15. Now, my first hustle, I want to say I was like 7, 8 years old. And I'm not getting into that right now, but again, I've been doing this since I was a kid, dude. I've been hustling since I was a fucking kid. No bullshit, dude. I mean, almost 40 fucking years. I've always been making money. So anybody that ever tries to kind of send me, Ray, for example, tries to talk shit about me, motherfucker, you don't know a fucking thing about me, bitch. Because if you did, you wouldn't talk so much fucking shit. I've been a hustler since day one, bitch, because it's always about me. I didn't have anybody, man. I was a survivor from day one. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. My mom was young. I didn't have a dad. So it was all about me, man. I found ways to fucking get shit done when I need to get shit done. Simple as that. And it's just funny when I now, in my 40s, I remember I was 40 years old working as a dishwasher at Corner Bakery. And I did a couple of dishwashing gigs in San Antonio as well. And I have nothing against dishwashing gigs, by the way. I frankly actually love the job, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's easy work. You don't deal with people. I was a server and a bartender for years, and then I just branched over. Sometimes I work both. I would work the same restaurant, both sides. It fucked my chick a little bit, better than mine. But it was money. But the reality is, though, is like I did these jobs, and it's like, to me, it was like I did it because it needed to be done. I did all the shitty work that nobody wanted to fucking do. And I'm an American citizen. I'm not. I just needed to work. But the point is, though, is I would humble myself. See what? I just needed to fucking work. And my mentality is like, if you're not willing to do that kind of work, then if you have no fucking fucking leeway to bitch about other people that are. You know what I'm saying? You're bitching. They want to come over here and take our jobs. The jobs that you don't want to do. You go back there and wash dishes for $10 an hour. $10 an hour. That's what they pay now, average. You know what I'm saying? And I'm making more money. I'm making more money doing DoorDash, driving around. Just saying.
Yeah.
But these motherfuckers are willing to do that shit. You know why? Because guess what? They have responsibilities. They have, they have families. They have kids. They have wives. What the fuck, you know. And you hate these people because they're just trying to get. They're trying. Let me put it this way: they're trying to do the exact same thing that you're trying to do. Is get to the end of the day and end it on a good note. I mean, is that so wrong?
For tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, like I literally when Jeanette and I recorded. By the way, check out our show, Banana Stickers. The episode is titled "Jay Woo's Warrior Story." Jay Woo is my friend Jeanette Padilla. She is fighting cancer at the moment. I recorded an episode of Banana Stickers with her. That one you cannot find on YouTube. You have to go to Spotify for that one, but it's on the show called Banana Stickers. We talked about that. Oh, wait, well, sorry. What's the last thing I mentioned before I said that? I completely forgot. I dropped off shit.
Doing washing dishes for $10 an hour.
That was part of it.
Doing the job that nobody needs to do.
I think so. Shit. Damn it. No. I remember what the fuck we're talking about. Fuck.
And having to complain. Something about complaining about shit.
I don't.
Complaining about people that are doing the job that you don't want to do for less money.
All right. I'm hoping I'm gonna remember, but I think I lost it. I apologize. I'm gonna try to remember. But back to what we were saying about the. I'm a huge pothead, folks. If any new listeners, I smoke a lot of pots. I apologize. This happen a lot. But
We're getting better though.
yeah, we got. I don't smoke pot in the show anymore. I stopped doing that, so that prevented some of the drop offs.
We're getting better at remembering what the fuck we're talking about.
I know, but no, I mean, hopefully I'll remember later. But I mean, but the point I was trying to make though is it like my issue really is it like, oh, getting to the end of the day. Getting to the end of the day, like that was my point. Is it like I was telling my friend Jeanette the other day, is like, like everybody's goal in life should just be that, just to get to the end of the day. And I told her, I said, what's crazy is it like I know I brought up to you, but I brought up to her in the show. Asked her, have you ever seen the movie Free Guy? And I don't think she had. I think she said no. And you remember the movie Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, I've seen it like a lot of times.
Yeah. Okay. Since you have it memorized, make sure you sound clear. Make sure your mouth's close up to the mic. What was the line? What was the line that he said that I love so much? We both talked about it before. What was the famous line that he said in that movie?
Catchphrase. No,
Fucker.
That was hilarious.
Fucker, are you serious right now?
Catchphrase. When we say catchphrase, but don't have a good day, have a great day.
That's right. Don't have a good day, have a great day. Now, the reason I bring that up is because I brought up with Jeanette in the episode that we recorded, and I told her how when I saw that movie, that part, that quote really hit me hard. I was like, you know what? Because like any new listeners, I have a catchphrase that I say, and I say on these podcast episodes, on recordings that I do, to promote the podcast. I say it in passing on videos that I post. I say it on my posts on Facebook and other social media accounts. I always say, have a great day. But no, actually, sorry. I say, y'all be safe out there, but more importantly, be grateful. And before I left San Antonio, I said to myself, when I saw that movie, he said, "Don't have a good day, have a great day." And long time ago, I want to say like almost 20 years, I ran into this veteran. I was thinking my friend Laura Torres. She's a disabled vet. She was in the Gulf War, a good friend of mine. I haven't spoken to her in a minute, but Laura, if you're listening, I love you, I miss you. Feel free to hit me up. Love to get you on the fucking mic. Excuse me. We're hanging out at the VA. And there was this vet there sitting in a wheelchair, smoking cigarettes, and he says, any day above ground is a good fucking day. And I never forgot that. Even though, don't get me wrong, I know it's not an original quote, and he's not the first person to ever say that. But looking at this guy in his situation, still looking at the positives, like, well, my life sucks, but I'm still here. To me, it was like, fuck yeah. You know what? Yeah. That's how you got to be. You're still here, motherfucker. Could be dead. Every day above ground is a good fucking day. So later on, I mean, like years later, I thought about it, and then I saw that movie, and he says, "Don't have a good day, have a great day." And I thought about it. I was like, That's a really good mentality to have. Because if you wake up, that's already a good day. Because you woke up, you're here, you made it. You know what I'm saying? Now let's just see what happens. And it's funny that actually happened in the episode of Tulsa King today. One of the characters says to Stallone's character, he says, "Have a good day." He says, "Good day." He says, "Good day." He's like not have it. It's good day. And he goes, "It's too early to determine that."
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, "See, right there, that's what I mean." When I don't tell anybody to have a good day anymore. I tell everybody to have a great day. And I told Jeanette when we recorded the episode, every single time I pick up a delivery from from whatever shop or restaurant or whatever, I always say thank you, have a great day. And here's the funny thing about it: two things is that one, the reason I say that, like the phrase says, any day above ground is a good day. My mentality added to that, if you make it to the end of the day, guess what? That's a great day because you made it. You're alive. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's see if you wake up. Let's see if you have another good day. Let's see if you have another great day because you never know. You never know. That's why every single
Right.
time I pick up a delivery, or if I actually interact with the customer, or when I drop off at a business, I drop off to the receptionist, even if it's not the actual customer receiving the order, I always say, have a great day. And you know what's funny is that my mentality, one, is that I am wishing that person to get to the end of the day. I want that person to make it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, they're already having a good day. I'm talking to them. They're here. They're alive. I want that person to get to the end of the day. I want them to get home safely to their family, their husband, their wife, their kids, whoever the fuck they have, at home, their cats or dogs. I want them to get home safely, get to the end of the day, get into their beds comfortably and soundly, dealing with whatever fucking shit they have going on in their heads. But again, safely and soundly. And if they did that, if they do that, guess what? They had a great day because they made it. That's all and I wish that upon everybody. And in my head, that's the law of attraction. That's me putting out into the universe. Even if they don't hear me say it, I genuinely hope that you, person I'm talking to, and everybody else hears it. Sometimes I yell it out. Sometimes I yell it when I'm walking out, like at Shipley's or Dunkin's. I walk out. Hope you all have a great day. And I walk out. And now, here's the other thing I want to mention about that is the response that I get from it. It is so rewardful. And we'll now officially shut down. We're getting close to the mark.
Yeah.
That's why I built it up for that reason. I want to end on a good note. It's a good feeling. It really is. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually getting a little choked up thinking about it because I get that response. Like I walk into these restaurants, these stores, fast food restaurants, McDonald's, Burger King, Shipley's, Dunkin's, Casino restaurants that I'm not gonna name off the top of my head because they're not conglomerates. Most people are gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. Mostly local restaurants, but I deliver to businesses, doctors' offices, homes, mechanics, shops, vape shops. So sometimes I just drop the food off at the door, I walk away. But sometimes I actually hand it to the customer or I hand it to a receptionist or anybody that just happens to be the person receiving the order. And every single time, even if it's not the person receiving the order, it just happens to be the person that directed me to or accepted the order. I always say, thank you, have a great day. And it's funny, it's because 99% of the time they say, thank you, you too, or something along those lines. Or my favorite part is when I actually get to see their face and watch them smile when I say it.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That is the greatest feeling in the world. As Joe and I brought this up plenty of times before. You never know every single person you deal with. You never know what they're going through in their life. Maybe they're having a bad day, bad week, bad life. You never know. Maybe they're having a great day. You never know. But a simple act of kindness can totally just, flip it or make it better. You know what I'm saying? Like this simple thing is have a great day. and just seeing their face light up like, thank you, you too. And I love that. I love hearing the response, but sometimes it's just in the inflections of their voices of hearing me say that they're surprised by it. Like, thank you, you too. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot, and that doesn't surprise me. It tells me, you see, that's somebody that needed to hear that. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. You too. Oh, thank you. You too.
You know what they said for a while, they were promoting the acts of kindness and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Remember just telling somebody hello and holding the door and
Mm-hmm.
or telling somebody good morning. Remember those commercials?
Yes.
It was like there was an old person. They're like, "Hey, good morning." A young person told an old person, or someone held the door and shit. We don't have that shit no more.
Dude, oh my god. And that's the last thing. That's the last thing I want to mention. I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to bring this up in this episode because it happened today, and then we can start shutting it down. That's another example of just manners that I love when it happens this way because it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it's like, oh, that was badass. Is when like you perform an act of like just courtesy and towards somebody when they're with a kid. Like I love that when the adult in question is like you and they recognize it. It's like you did something, like out of courtesy, out of good manners. Two occasions. One about a week ago, I was speaking of an order, and I was walking out, and it was an older woman with a kid, a little boy, and I walked out, and she was walking up to the door, to the entrance. So I held the door open for her, right? And as she walked in, I don't remember her exact words, but I do remember her saying, "Yeah, because he's a gentleman." And I was like, "Oh, that felt good," because that was her like giving off, education to that kid. You see that? That's what you're supposed to do. You see somebody coming toward an entrance, you hold the door open for them, because that's what gentlemen do. And I was like, "Good job, Grandma. Good job." You know what I mean? Like fuck yeah, yeah. Teach that kid right early in. He was a kid, like a toddler. And it happened again today. Not the exact same instance, but similar. I was again same thing. I was walking out of a store, and this guy was walking in with his kid, and he was a little bit at a distance, but I held the door open up long enough to where he could like get to the door. And he looked at me and he said thank you, but it was the way he said it. He said it like thank you, but like sincerely. And then he grabbed his little boy's hand, and I said, "See that right there? Is he acknowledged me for holding the door open?" And he grabbed his little boy's hand. The little boy looked up and saw, "You see that? That's what you're supposed to do." I said, "Yes, that's a man right there that's teaching his kid good manners. Fuck yeah." You know what I'm saying? Because he appreciated me doing it. Guess what? He's gonna teach his kid to do that also for other people. Like I love seeing that shit. And we'll start shutting it down with this last thought. I brought this up to Ray because of that. As you know, it's funny is that like as much of a piece of shit that you are, I said I've never ignored the fact that you have really exceptional manners. You always say thank you, excuse me, I'm sorry, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Like you're a fucking asshole, but you have manners. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're a dick, but you have manners. You're a respectable one.
It's true. It's funny to me because he's very well mannered. He really is, dude. Like like we all know, like for any new listeners, like he has a physical and a mental disability because of his car accident he had a few years ago. If you're a new listener, sorry, I'll explain that story later. But because of that, like there's times when I'll be hanging out with him, and he'll ask me, "Hey, can you get me a beer?" Because it takes literally twice as long for him to walk to the fridge and get himself a beer than it would for me to just go up and get one. It's not a joke. It really is. It literally takes him like twice as long. And that's why on a regular basis, I'll get up to get a beer and I'll say, "Do you need a beer?" Just to save him the trip or save him to ask me for a beer. And it's funny is that every single time I get him a beer, he always says thank you. Every single time. He's never missed a beat. He's never once not said thank you for me getting him a beer. Every time I leave, he always says, "I love you. Be careful, or be safe." I said always. Like little things like that. It's like you see, and it's funny when I brought it up to him, he goes, "Yeah, because I was raised right. How I was raised." I go, "Yeah, it's true. Is you can be an asshole and still be well mannered. It's not impossible. I'm a fucking asshole too.
Yeah.
Guess what? I still hold the door for everybody. I still pull the chair for everybody. I still remember the one time I did this, only time I've ever had an opportunity to do this. I was actually I was actually out at Chili's with my friend Nicole, and I was with the girl I was dating at the time, and I'm gonna say her name, and Angelica. At the time, it was Kitania. I think she's married now, but it was funny because we're on a date, technically a date. We're all of us together. But we're at Chili's. We're getting ready to leave. We're gonna go back to the bar I used to work at, and I was working at there at the time. But I say used to work. I don't work there anymore. But when we got up, she had a jacket, and I got her jacket, and I put her jacket on for her. And like the old school style, where you stand behind them, and they put their arms through it. And you kind of put it on their shoulders. And later on that night, when she took off because she was really young, so she had to go home. So me and Nicole, we ended up hanging out later on after we can continue to drink afterwards. And she goes, and this is not verbatim. She's like, I was really impressed by that. I said, what do you mean? Like when you put the jacket on her. I said, what do you mean? I said, I've never seen anybody do that before. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah. And it's like, and in my head going, I've never had the opportunity to do that before, but my mentality was like, I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like your person you're with, on a date or the fight, Again, I wasn't raised by my dad. I was raised by the movies and TV shows. A lot of them were old movies, old TV shows, where they demonstrated shit like that, chivalry, men with manners. God, I miss those fucking days, man. That's why it's funny is when you do that shit nowadays, people freak out because they're like, "Whoa, what? Nobody does that. Oh, you don't do that." Like, maybe you should, fucker. Maybe you had better luck in the fucking in the trials, bitch. Shit.
Mm-hmm. Like shit. We don't do that here.
I do shit. But anyways, we do got to wrap this up. We got about 9 minutes left. Joey, real quick. Oh, sorry. Let me say this really quickly. If you're a new listener or old listener, thank you for listening. By the way, thank you for checking out the show. Please check out other episodes. Most of them you can find on Spotify or anywhere listen to the podcast. We only have a few episodes on YouTube so far, but if you go to Spotify, you can find some of the earlier videos that we put together so far already. Also, check out our sister podcast, Don't Fear the Queer, my good friend Liz. That one's not consistent. Unfortunately, Liz has a very busy life. And Banana Sticker is also not consistent. That one is strictly reserved for anybody that wants to get on the mic and just talk some shit. But an incentive, I'm working on this one. I don't have them up yet. I am making some banana stickers, actual banana stickers, for anybody that does get on the mic, participates in the show. I will send you a banana sticker and one of these wristbands that says "Raise Mental Health Awareness" and "Don't Be So Sensitive." And green, by the way, is the color for mental health awareness. So anybody watching, if you want to get in the show, you will get a free bracelet and a banana sticker as soon as they finally produce them. Hopefully, I'll do that this week. But that being said, we're gonna go ahead and proceed with our final thoughts. Joey, if you have nothing else to add to the main conversation, what is your final thought for the day?
Oh, my final thought. Bacon. No, I'm just playing.
I like bacon. I love bacon. I love bacon.
It's like testicles.
That's my final thoughts. That's my final thoughts.
Right now, like I always say, just take care of each other. Be observant, and with what we talked about, things are gonna get weird for some people. Well, things are gonna get hard for some people, and you just gotta kind of be compassionate. And if you're not one of those that fall in that category, awesome. You won't be affected by it and shit like that. But there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be affected. And I mean, just be sincere, be nice, don't be a fucking dick. I mean, you don't, like I say, if you don't whatever, just don't say nothing, don't have nothing nice to say, just don't say shit and whatever. And then also fucking to the people that are going through the struggles, don't be all whatever and stuff, demanding and stuff like that. People are helping you. People are doing whatever. Be grateful that you're getting what you're getting and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, it's gonna get crazy. This was nothing. Let's see what happens. But yeah, we'll find out. And like, just take care of each other and look out. Yeah, I'm done.
Well, that being said, this is Max Power's final thought, and I think I can sum this up enough to I might be able to put this into an edit because based on what's about to happen, Thanksgiving's coming up and it's going to get pretty rough, like Joey said. Um, I just want to add to that, and then I'll close this episode out. My own personal thought before I say that is it like Joey said, I mean, be mindful. You know, maybe this shit does not affect you as much as it does everybody else. I mean, I live in a situation, excuse me, where it's not affecting me in a crazy way. It's not, I'm barely gonna feel the bite, but it bothered me because I know a lot of people that it is gonna affect in a really severe way. But like Joey said, we have friends, we have family members, and like that video that we talked about the last episode, that woman that they explained how, hey, if we just come together, help each other out. Hey, ask your neighbors, hey, you want to have Thanksgiving with us? You know, like you'd be surprised, folks. You'd be surprised how willing people are to help you if you just ask. There are a lot of really, really decent people out there. It's just that, so many people are so afraid or ashamed or embarrassed to ask for help. And in actuality, it's like, why? Because society tells you to. Oh, you're not good enough. You're inferior because you need to ask somebody for help. Fuck that, man. Pride is a crutch of the insecure. You know what I'm saying? Everybody at some point in their life has had to ask for help. And anybody that denies that, they're full of shit and they're a fucking liar. Joey and I had this conversation earlier today. Every single one of our most successful people on the planet are not self-made men. And I say men because they're the ones that really take the cake. They all had help. They had assistance. Trust fund babies, inheritance, where the fuck. There's a handful of people that really genuinely can say that I earned everything that I have. A handful at best. Most of these motherfuckers had help, but they're too proud to admit it because they're pieces of shit. When, not if, when Joe and I do rise to the top, I'm going to tell our fucking story. And I'm going to say how we did this shit ourselves. And no offense, Joey, but I'm going to say that I footed most of the bill because I want to be able to proudly say I did this shit. This was my project. This is something that I wanted to see through because I got tired of people ignoring me for everything that I said that I want to do because the purpose of it was genuine. I want to help people. I want everybody to be better. I don't want it to be circumstantial. I don't want it to be like you're born to this, you're born to that. No, everybody has something to offer. Everybody brings something to the table. I do not, negate anybody. I see every single person on this planet as somebody that has something to offer until you show me that you don't. When you show me that you're a fucktard or a pie baby, I'm going to dismiss you. But until then, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt and do this for every single job I've ever had. I worked with a lot of kids. I'm 42 years old. I worked with a lot of fucking shitty jobs with a bunch of fucking kids. And I gave every single person the benefit of the doubt. You never know. And I met some kids that surprised me, that showed me, hey, this motherfucker has good parents. They were raised right. That kid is my daughter's age. And guess what? They have a good head on their shoulders. My daughter does too, God willing, but I didn't raise her. So there you go. God bless. But she could have been better if I had been there, sad to say. Sorry for another time. The point I'm trying to make, though, is that, like, every single person you meet, don't just assume they're a piece of shit because they didn't live the same life that you lived. Chances are they might have had a great life, and now their life sucks. But every day is a fucking struggle. At the same time, though, every day is a gift. Hence that fucking veteran. Every day above ground is a good fucking day. But in my words, if it makes it end of the day, that's a great day. That being said, don't have a good day, have a great day. But that was Max Park's final thought. I had to throw that in there just the last minute. But real quick though, thank you for everybody listening, old and new listeners alike. And once again, we're gonna try to keep this consistent every Sunday, 7 p.m. Tell your friends, tell your family members, check the show out. And again, Participate, folks. If you want to get in the mic, let me know. Again, I work every fucking day, 7 o'clock. That's when I'm done. That being said, this has been Don't Be So Sensitive with Joy Max Power. I'm Max Power here, my co-hosts.
Go, you motherfuckers.
You always safe out there. But more importantly, be fucking grateful.